James Carville. James Carville is a lot of really crazy, demented Democrat stuff, throwing nail bombs. The jihadis are the Democrats. The Democrats are jihadis. We've got the IEDs, the improvised explosive devices in New York. The media lying about it everywhere you look, lying about who's throwing the bombs and what the reason was and all of that. We've got James, and then the lunatic white women screaming at the sky again.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. Washington, a Cumulus media station.
WMAL News at 9. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. A plane filled with people being evacuated from Bahrain and Saudi Arabia landed at Dulles overnight. This following a happy homecoming with another plane at Dulles on Sunday.
You guys, we're in American soil!
Joy and relief at Dulles Airport Sunday morning. A group of 88 Americans packed the baggage claim area at international arrivals after getting off this chartered flight from Jordan overnight. Brian Stern is the man behind the mission. He founded Gray Bull Rescue, a veteran-led Florida nonprofit with boots on the ground across the world.
We rescue and evacuate Americans from war zones, conflict, anytime, anywhere.
In the past week, Gray Bull has brought more than 300 people home.
7 News, Liana Golden. U.S. airports reporting multiple flight delays due to staffing shortages now from the partial government shutdown.
Airport frustrations was one of those pressure points that ultimately forced lawmakers to end the funding impasse in November, and it could be a breaking point in this partial government shutdown as well, as passengers grapple with hours-long security wait times. TSA workers will receive their first $0 paycheck this week as lawmakers remain at a stalemate over DHS funding. The president and CEO of Airlines for America, Chris Sununu, says hardworking federal aviation workers, the airline industry, and our passengers are being used as a political football once again. This is simply unacceptable and un-American.
Fox News, Madeline Rivera. And if you're having problems in the skies, we're having problems now at the pump. Gas prices jumped over the weekend as oil topped the $100 a barrel mark for the first time since Russia's invasion of Ukraine 4 years ago. That's moved the Gas Buddy national average for a price of a gallon of unleaded to $3.45. That's a 51-cent jump in a single week. Around here, the D.C. and Maryland average is $3.48. It is $3.31 on average in Virginia. The battle over school resource officers heats up possibly for the last time today in Loudoun County.
Loudoun County Sheriff Mike Chapman wants to expand the school resource officer program to include the district's 62 elementary schools. Today, he'll present his budget to the Board of Supervisors asking for that funding. It comes as the school board voted late last week not to have officers in those buildings, baffling Chapman.
It's stunning to me that there would be people out there that actually don't want to keep their kids safe or support this.
If the board rejects the plan, that money will be allocated to other programs. Maria Leaf on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Arlington County's population is graying, a nearly 50% jump in seniors over the past decade.
In the same time period from 2014 to 2024, Arlington saw a 6% decrease in people 20 to 34. County Board member J.D. Spain says of the demographic change,
we know there's an issue, is how we're going to address it.
As the county board works on the budget, it's trying to balance the need for more services for its increasing senior population while also attracting younger people despite the high housing costs. Board member Maureen Coffey.
It's a chicken and egg because we can't make people stay here, but also one of the ways that we push people out is around cost of living.
Heather Curtis on WMAL and WMAL.com.
You might have heard last week that gold medal figure skater Alyssa Liu is going to skip this month's World Championships in Prague amid all of the post-Olympics hubbub. That has opened a door for a local skater to represent the U.S. Sarah Everhart of Haymarket has taken Liu's spot on the team. Everhart got this chance following her fifth-place performance at the U.S. Senior Nationals in January. Dow futures down 613 points. NASDAQ futures down 305. Up next, traffic and weather.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast are we talking?
We're talking yoga mats and fitness trackers delivered so fast you can kick off your routine tomorrow fast. We're talking weights at your door without really waiting fast. Water bottles and hydration backpacks fast and fast. Resistance bands faster than you can say feel the burn fast. Or jump ropes just a hop, skip, and a jump away.
This is Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll who stalks live chats on YouTube and rants about Jews 24 hours a day. Patrick, 49 years old, is unemployed and lives in Newburgh, New York with his mom.
I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready
This
to
is
buy
Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll who stalks live chats on YouTube and rants about Jews 24 hours a day. Patrick, 49 years old, is unemployed and lives in Newburgh, New York with his mom. This is Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll who stalks live chats on YouTube and rants about Jews 24 hours a day. Patrick, 49 years old, is unemployed and lives in Newburgh, New York with his mom. This is Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll who stalks live chats on YouTube and rants about Jews 24 hours a day. Patrick, 49 years old, is unemployed and lives in Newburgh, New York with his mom. This is Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll who stalks live chats on YouTube and rants about Jews 24 hours a day. Patrick, 49 years old, is unemployed and lives in Newburgh, New York with his mom. This is Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll who stalks live chats on YouTube and rants about Jews 24 hours a day. Patrick, 49 years old, is unemployed and lives in Newburgh, New York with his mom. This is Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll who stalks live chats on YouTube and rants about Jews 24 hours a day. Patrick, 49 years old, is unemployed and lives in Newburgh, New York with his mom. This is Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll who stalks live chats on YouTube and rants about Jews 24 hours a day. Patrick, 49 years old, is unemployed and lives in Newburgh, New York with his mom. This is Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll who stalks live chats on YouTube and rants about Jews 24 hours a day. Patrick, 49 years old, is unemployed and lives in Newburgh, New York with his mom. This is Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll who stalks live chats on YouTube and rants about Jews 24 hours a day. Patrick, 49 years old, is unemployed and lives in Newburgh, New York with his mom. This is Patrick Francis Callahan, an infamous anti-Semitic troll who stalks live chats on YouTube and rants about Jews 24 hours a day. Patrick, 49 years old, is unemployed and lives in Newburgh, New York with his mom.
Rainy day. Market site Kalshi is being sued for failing to pay out $54 million to people who bet that the Ayatollah Khomeini would leave office before March 1st. Because technically, he never really left the office. Oh, a lot of Ayatollah fans here tonight. Wow.
Yes, well, the Democrat Party, they lean pro-Ayatollah, don't they? They're pro-radical Islam. It fits in with so many of their other characteristics, doesn't it? They're the left. They're not liberals at all. Well, very good and happy Monday, too. Welcome back once again. We are at 888-630-9625. I see the left-wingers at Media Matters, radical left-wing extremists, communists. They're attacking me for saying on Newsmax that we have been in an asymmetric war with Iran for 47 years, that they've been waging an asymmetric war, a jihad. So they've been waging war against us since 1979. And that seems pretty obvious. I think it's a low-level warfare. It's asymmetric warfare, and they have been waging that warfare against us since November 4th of 1979, when they overran the U.S. Embassy in Tehran and took hostages. And they've been killing and kidnapping and funding proxies that have been murdering people since 1979. And now that regime has taken a beating, because they deserve to take a beating, at least, until they stop all of this radical Islamic jihadi behavior, which seems improbable. In fact, they selected a new Ayatollah. There's going to be a new Ayatollah. You'll never guess. It's the son of the dead Ayatollah, of the recently killed Ayatollah, because why would you go outside the family? It's like, again, it's like the Democrats, the Cuomo family, for example, in New York. It's kind of like that. But the new Ayatollah, same as the old Ayatollah, only worse, perhaps, to paraphrase the Who. But these are the bad guys. And the Democrat Party, they are with the bad guys. They really are. In fact, in New York City over the weekend, you had improvised explosive devices being thrown by jihadis, by Islamists who made bombs and threw them at protesters, at peaceful protesters, who the Democrats hate. One of them was at January 6th. Oh, no, January 6th. That's the only riot that's ever happened on Earth in 1,000 years. Isn't that amazing? And one guy is an organizer, the media and the Democrats, but I repeat myself, call him a white supremacist. He's a white supremacist because he likes white food better than something like that, than soul food, and than Indian food. So he must be a white supremacist. But this series of events in New York, a very small number of anti-Islamist protesters, I think 20 to 25 anti-Islamist protesters gathered in New York, and a mob of jihadis, of Muslim terrorists. They gathered, and they're anti-American and pro-jihad and pro-Iranian regime under the Ayatollahs and the mullahs. And they brought their homemade improvised explosive devices and threw them into the crowd of white people. They're attacking white people, and they're saying that they're attacking white people. And they brought their nail bombs with screws and nails and ball bearings inside, and then from some very specialized explosive materials at the center, at the core of their improvised explosive devices. And two young Muslim men, a 19-year-old and an 18-year-old, whose parents immigrated to the United States to get away from their beep hole countries, and they're bringing their beep holiness with them because, America is not for everybody, and the jihad lives on. The Democrats are the defenders and the protectors of the jihad and of Iran and of Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis and the kidnappers and the terrorists and the murderers. But they threw these IEDs to nail bombs, screw bombs, because they're racists and they're anti-American. And I think there are about 125 of the psychotic would-be mass murdering terrorists, and about 25 of the hey, radical Islam is bad crowd. The irony, and then the mayor of New York, who's a radical, a jihadi, an Islamist, a Jew hater, an America hater, a capitalism hater, a Democrat. He's and then the Democrats elected him mayor of New York City, our most populous city, because Democrats, right? But two arrests, and I got to tell you, I saw the media went and traced one of the jihadis that threw one of the nail bombs, one of the improvised explosive devices, terrorists, as they are, radical Islamic Muslim jihadi terrorists, the 19-year-old and the 18-year-old, and they're under arrest. And the news media went because they learned the home address of one of the jihadis, went to his home address in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. And it's like an 8,000 square foot, looks like a multi-million-dollar house where his parents live. He lives with his parents. And his parents came, and they've achieved the American dream. And then their son became an IED building jihadi who should probably be hanged in Washington Square Park by the neck until dead. And then maybe his Muslim friends can come tear his body apart like he's the old Ayatollah. They did that to the old Ayatollah, the Khomeini, not Khamenei. And the new Ayatollah is going to be Khamenei, like his father, the Khamenei, not to be confused with Khomeini. Apparently it's like Smith in Iran, this whole Khomeini sounding thing. But we've got that going. And the Democrat Party, but the New York thing is amazing. And the mayor, who is just a jihadi and an extremist and a radical, he's out there condemning white supremacists when it was Muslims who are the sons of immigrants to the United States that threw the improvised explosive devices because they're racists, anti-American terrorists, and should be hanged by the neck until dead, perhaps in Washington Square Park, maybe Central Park, maybe by the Bethesda fountain. We could have them. Everybody could gather on the steps and down at the fountain. We could have some public hangings. Bring them back to New York City. They used to have them in New York City long ago. So we've got that going for us. And well, I've got a lot of stories for you that because it's crazy out there, Democrats. And here is Adam Schiff went on his pal Bill Maher's TV show where they pay him, HBO pays him like $20 million a year to do 1 hour a week of Democrat Party propaganda. It's good to be a Democrat, isn't it? And I'd see who is it? Jen Psaki. I think Jen Psaki's losing her job at MS-13. And they said, well, she doesn't get any ratings. Nobody likes her show. Nobody watches it. And we're paying her 7 figures because the Democrat propaganda machine pays all of their henchmen 7 figures all over the place. That'd be for Democrats trying to figure that out. At least $1 million going forward. But Adam Schiff went on his pal Bill Maher's television show, and Bill Maher faked him out by reading a quote. And Adam Schiff, oh yeah, that Trump is terrible. But it turns out he was pulling a fast one on him. I've got that for you as well. We've got Senator John Fetterman, who is like young Frankenstein. He's the Peter Boyle, young Frankenstein character of the Democrat Party today. Fetterman urges putting, quote, country over party, end quote. That they're going to have to kick him out of the Democrat Party for saying that. He says we should put country, the Democrats, he says, should put country over party. That's impossible. In backing Trump, Iran strikes. The Democrats are pro-Iran. They like the status quo of the low-level warfare, asymmetric warfare being waged against the United States by the world's #1 state sponsor of terrorism on earth. The commies are a close second behind them. That's the red-green alliance between the commies. You know, when the left was red, which the left is in every country in the world except the United States of America, and that's because the left got to choose, and they chose blue for themselves. So we've got that. But it's just it's nuts out there. Jihadi riot in New York, IEDs. Mamdani, the Democrat mayor, defending the jihadis and indicting the people that were the targets of the jihadis that were targeted for murder with IEDs. And Mamdani is on the side of the bomb-throwing terrorists, the little immigrant bastards who the parents moved here to get away from all the stuff that they wanted to get away from, and they turns out they brought it with them, and they've fueled the next generation. So we got that, but I've got John Fetterman, and then Democrat walks right into Bill Maher's trap, and we've got that. Then it turns out Russia, where Putin is a communist and a former KGB guy, like so many of the Democrats, and Russia is providing Iran with intelligence to help them target U.S. forces. The U.S. CIA headquarters in Saudi Arabia was targeted, our embassy was targeted. Russia, they have satellites and all kinds of intelligence gathering capabilities, and they're providing their intelligence to Iran to help them target and kill Americans because they're filthy, stinking commies. And that's what commies do, is they kill the maximum number of people on Earth, and they have for more than 100 years now. Great stuff. Former, now retired General David Petraeus calls for Russia sanctions over Iran's intelligence aid to Iran. And that would be good to strangle Putin's Russia economically. I think that'd be a very good thing. Remember President Trump warning the Europeans they shouldn't become dependent on Putin for their natural gas and for their energy. And they laughed at him. And look at them now, the stupid SOBs. I am telling you. Yes, sir. And this was kind of fun. Mike Walls, who is the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. We got to have one, I guess, for the time being. UN Ambassador Mike Walls says Trump is not starting a war, but finishing it. And it's kind of fun because I've been saying this since this started here on the radio and on television, that Iran has been waging a low intensity asymmetric war against the United States since 1979. And we act like it's normal because they're Muslims, and it's the soft bigotry of low expectations, where we just, Iran, they're Muslims, and Muslims will murder people. They love a good surprise, blowing people up, kidnapping people, decapitating people, holding hostages underground, all the stuff that we know Islam to do, and we've known them to do for such a long time now, going back to Thomas Jefferson's time and the Barbary pirates and beyond. But the ambassador, Mike Walls, who's a smart guy, no nonsense, and he said, we're not starting a war, we're finishing a war, and it would be nice to think that this would be the end of the war with Iran that they began waging against us in 1979. And the Democrats, they jump on the Iranian bandwagon. 1953, Mohammad Mossadegh. Yeah, life can be complicated. Maybe you're not grown up enough for these conversations. But President Trump over the weekend making fun of the British Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, saying he's no Winston Churchill. He's no Winston Churchill. That's for sure. Great stuff. And now the British Prime Minister is saying, but maybe we'll send an aircraft carrier. And President Trump said, yeah, that's good. Now that we've won, now that it's over, Britain wants to help. So he's mocking them and making fun of them. Good stuff. And, there's this big Democrat woman, a white liberal woman. Oh, we've got it was International Women's Day. It's international, And in New York, they all gathered to demonstrate their mental illnesses, screaming and yelling at rocks and at trees. And really that there are millions of Democrats that should probably be institutionalized for their own good and for public safety. Amazing stuff. Yes, sir. Wow. Speaking of Russian intelligence, the Washington Post, they did a story. They said China is winning the Iran war, right? I said, look, we've got satellite pictures of attacks on Iran. And in fact, they're showing pictures, the Washington Post was, of the airport in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, the Washington Post, not very good at their jobs. They just make it up as they go along. Not bright people, not good reporters. We have had a 7th American die in the military conflict against Iran. A 7th American has been identified. Well, they haven't released the name yet, but a 7th American has died. Have more people been murdered in Chicago in the same period of time, or more Americans been killed in the war against Iran? I've got that coming up. Zohran Mamdani, he's a piece of work. New York. The jihadis. We've got the Jesse Jackson funeral and memorial service over the weekend. The Democrats naturally politicized the hell out of it, and it was divisive and racist. And even Jesse Jackson's family was offended by the behavior of the Democrats, from Barack Hussein Obama to Joe Biden. That's coming up as well. We are at 888-630-9625.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. 270, no late delays. Heading off the spur, delays are starting to form to get you past River Road. Looks like work crews are set up in the left lane. Outer loop still slows at the Silver Spring. Tractor trailer cleanup in Calverton is southbound 95 before 212. Left lane remains blocked. Delays back near Maryland's 200. And heading into the district, 395 northbound, still bunched up back near the Pentagon. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Sunny and pleasant today, high 73, mostly clear overnight, low 49.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast we talking? We're talking yoga mats and fitness trackers delivered so fast you can kick off your routine tomorrow fast. We're talking weights at your door without really waiting fast. Water bottles and hydration backpacks fast and fast. The resistance bands faster than you can say feel the burn fast. More jump ropes just a hop, skip, and a jump away, aka fast. Whew. That was actually a good workout fast. Fast one-day delivery for all things fitness. It's on Prime.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
The Mega Millions jackpot is getting mega huge. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a ticket today for your chance at a massive win. Currently over $500 million. Good luck, New York. Please play responsibly.
Thumbtack presents Project Paralysis. I was cornered. Sweat gathered above my furrowed brow, and my mind was racing. I wondered who would be left standing when the droplets fell, me or the clogged sink. Drain cleaner and pipe snake clenched in my weary fist, I stepped toward the sink and then, wait, why am I stressing? I have Thumbtack. I can easily search for a top-rated plumber, read reviews, and compare prices, all on the app. Thumbtack knows homes. Download the app today.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck C71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
At Verbo, we understand that even the best of plans sometimes need a little support. So we plan for the plot twists. Every booking is automatically backed by our Verbo Care Guarantee, giving you confidence from the very start. Whenever you need help, it's ready. Before your stay, through the moments in between, and after your trip. Because a great trip starts with peace of mind. And maybe a good playlist. But we've got the peace of mind part covered.
How do products get from factories to your front door? That's supply chain. Start your career in this fast-growing field with the WGU School of Business degree. Learn more at wgu.edu.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Mark Levin, weekdays 6 till 9 on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
The Democrats got that. That's in Washington D.C. They have it's a knitting circle, and what do they call it? Needlepoint knitting. Craftivism. They're doing crafts, and it's activism, and they've got this hate cult that gets together and knits, and they're all crazy Democrat women that call themselves liberals, And wait till you see this and what their agenda is. And they've got a website for their heat knitting. We've got that, just crazy. Also, we've got in New York City over the weekend. It was International Women's Day everywhere, not just New York City, because it's International Women's Day. And the lunatic left, they gathered at various places in New York City and beyond to demonstrate their mental illness, but their mental illness on parade. And it's about hating everybody and being nuts. And then we've got James Carville, one of the gray beards of the Democrat Party in 2026, and one of the wise men, so to speak. And well, you hear him. He did a podcast, and he's got a little bit of advice for his own party, but mostly I've got to say that I'm going to play you a few things, several things here that are very much related to one another. The New York City, they're throwing improvised explosive devices at people that they call white supremacists, who I guess the white supremacists are the good guys because they didn't do anything wrong. There was no violence by them. But the people that called them white supremacists were out there with nail bombs, improvised explosive devices, trying to kill people. And the mayor is attacking the targets.
This is the Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Still watch for delays, Maryland commuters southbound 95 heading toward 212. Tractor trailer crash cleanup continues, blocking the left lane. Delays back to Maryland 200. Road crews are set up on the Beltway outer loop. After River Road, before the American Legion Bridge, left lane is blocked. Delays just off of the 270 spur. Virginia Beltway inner loop through Annandale, still volume, but no late problems to report. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Sunny and pleasant today, high 73, mostly clear overnight, low 49.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
What if we could reduce carbon emissions and strengthen the economy? At ExxonMobil, we believe both are possible. As a global leader in carbon capture and storage, we're empowering industries to reduce their emissions, all through technologies that are creating job opportunities in America. How's that for a win-win? ExxonMobil, let's deliver.
Mom, I saw Dylan's dad make dinner. Like, actually cooked, and it was straight fire. He said it was Blue Apron Assemble and Bake. All the ingredients showed up pre-chopped, and he just laid it out on a baking sheet, and no cap. Dinner was on the table in like 25 minutes. Apparently, it's chef design, and it has like over 40 grams of protein. That's a lot, right? So maybe we try it. Just saying. You can be the next Dylan's dad. Blue Apron. Get $50 off your first 2 orders, plus free shipping with code STIR50. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
I'm about to drop a huge secret. JCPenney is it for spring fashion. Spring everything, really. You go there looking for deals on the obvious. New spring towels and tees. You leave with those towels. They're legendary, honestly. And some new tees and shorts. But you also get designer fragrance, a trendy white dress, the cutest matching gym set, and that ice cream maker that's all over the feed. You know the one. So many deals. Exactly what you are and aren't looking for. Yes, JCPenney.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
It's time to wake up to a chance to win. The Powerball jackpot is rising, so get a stretch in, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day. It's your chance to win the $45 million jackpot. Good morning and good luck, New York. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope Line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
WMAL, making sense of the vote because elections have consequences. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
All right, now, Democrats are violent and mentally ill. I think all of them at this point. Just ask them. You'll find out. But they had an event over the weekend they called the Angry Knit In. That's knitting, like with knitting needles and yarn and like grandmothers used to do, and now mentally ill Democrats do it, I guess. But the Angry Knit In, and they have their own website, angryknitin.com, right? And they have lined up, because you want to know what's going to happen when you go there with your knitting stuff. And this was over the weekend, and it was Saturday, right? Saturday, not Sunday, right? And they had on Sunday morning from 10:20 to 10:40 a.m., 10:20 to 10:40, kick off with Knitting Cult Lady. Kick off with Knitting Cult Lady. It's Jonestown. They're gonna have Kool-Aid at the end. So they've got the Cult Lady who's starting everything off. Then from 1:40 p.m. to 2 p.m., Christina of Girls Gone Godless podcast, because they're Satan worshipers, and they've got the Cult Lady kicking things off. At 2 p.m. to 3:20 p.m., Rebecca Davis, Join or Die. Join or Die. She's the keynote speaker, and her speech is titled Join or Die, because they're a cult, because they're a bizarro Jonestown-like death cult, and they love murder and improvised explosive devices and the jihad and wiping Israel off the face of the earth from the river to the sea and all that stuff. But they've formed organizations because they're mentally ill. They got Tips from White Woman Whisperer. Tips from White Woman Whisperer. This is a black woman, but she's like the horse whisperer. She whispers to white women who, in this case, if they show up, are mentally ill Democrats, and they're all quite insane because they're Democrats. And what can you say about these people at this point? Completely nuts. So they accept it all, right? That's better late than never. Embrace your anger. Embrace your anger, because they want you to embrace your anger. And they want people to be angry. They've got these organizations that they created acronyms for. They've got one organization they call WAIT, W-A-I-T, which is Why Am I Talking? Why am I that mad? WAIT. WAIT is an acronym for Why Am I Talking? And as I turn anger into action, sure. Constructively with community. Anger into action, constructively with community. It's all the anger. Or am I miserable and looking to commiserate? I think that you're miserable, and I don't know whether you want to commiserate, but misery loves company, and that means that Democrats occasionally love company too. And then there's with WAIT, why am I talking? Then there's WAIT with 2 T's. Who am I talking to? Sure. Know when to listen. Don't look for comfort from those who you have harmed. Don't look for comfort from those you have harmed, like throwing nail bombs and stuff like that. Do the work for those that are still causing harm. Sure. Don't colonize. I like that. Don't colonize is one of their things. And they're the colonialists. They're protecting Greenland as a colonial holding of Denmark, the Danish, because they're not just a breakfast tart anymore. And the colonial holdings, they have a king. The queen stepped down a couple of years ago. Her son, the king, took over. So it's a literal monarchy. Now they have the No Kings rallies, Democrats do across the country. And then they support the king of Denmark and his colonial holding in Greenland because they're mental. They're all completely mental. So we've got that going for these people. It's not the job of the oppressed to comfort the newly aware oppressor. It's not the job of the oppressor. This is from the knitting. This is the angry knit-in. And the left-wing propagandist, the brainwashing machine, has mentally ill women. They attract mentally ill women, and then they help to make them even crazier. And we have some audio of the angry knit-in because the Democrats are angry, and some of them knit, and they're mentally ill, which is perfectly normal. Also, I've got some local TV news from last night as well, and Tucker Carlson. What is going on with Tucker Carlson? Completely nuts, I've got to say. But let's go to the angry knit-in. The people, but it's number 16. The angry people. NBC4 News reporting. I was watching the news last night, and I started texting Michael Piercy immediately. I'm like, oh, this is wild. Check this out. The angry knit-in for Democrats in Washington, D.C. They were down on F Street, and the doors opened at 9 a.m. and the event started at 10 a.m. and then at 5 p.m. So they're for 9 hours or something. Well, it's 9 to 5, so it's 8 hours. And they had to note that it was daylight saving time on the, and they said it's daylight savings. So they got both words wrong. Note it is daylight savings because of their tiny little broken brains. It's why they vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Honestly, the angry knit-in. Yes, sir. Oh, it was yesterday. I apologize. It was yesterday, Sunday. So here is the news for Channel 4, the NBC local news on the knit-in.
Question for you. Have you ever heard of craftivism? Supporters say it is a unique way to blend art and activism.
Unique way.
Today in Washington, D.C., hundreds of people gathered to knit and crochet and embroider fabric, creating pieces for protests. Take a listen.
People really like to underestimate women and women's work.
Really?
And what women can do in a revolution or a movement.
Yeah, the day ended with participants tying their yarn pieces together and raising the tapestry as a symbol of collective action.
I wanted to use tapestry in the soundbite there because the soundbite could have ended before tapestry, but I decided I wanted to use tapestry because, they're journalists and writers, news writers, and they've got spell check and tapestry got my attention. They're knitting and crocheting at the revolution. See, there's a revolution because they're all mentally ill and violently, criminally insane. So the angry knit-in was, and that's what they called it, the angry knit-in, and the angryknitin.org is their mental illness, where they made a note that it's daylight savings. It's daylight singular, saving singular, daylight saving time, not savings, not daylights. It's like the Living Daylights, I think was a James Bond movie. Aren't these people amazing? Man, oh man, a Shevitz. Now, with that said, they've got the angry knit-in. They had the angry knit-in yesterday, and it was an all-day affair and knit and crochet and the revolution, and it was at the National Union building because they're all communist lunatics, and they were excited that it was live streaming the knitting cult lady on YouTube, and they're really unwell. Now let's go, because that's not all. Yesterday in New York, also, white women who consider themselves to be liberals, white women who think that they're liberals, they gathered in New York because it was International Women's Day, and Democrats decided that they'd come out and show everyone that they're mentally ill, and that's their International Women's Day celebration, because they've had their Scream at the Sky Day in the past, and they gathered in various places, in Central Park, and I think at Washington Square Park, and a number of locations in New York City and elsewhere. And yesterday was not only Angry Knit-In Day, but it was International Women's Day. And in New York, they got out there and they screamed and yelled because they're completely insane.
And now I invite you to scream.
Invite you to scream. March 8th is International Women's Day. And this is what international women do. And they were rallying in Eugene, Oregon. A lot of cross-dressers dressed up like cartoon characters. In bizarro seafoam green clothing. And they've got their ice out signs. They've got their ice out signs and things because they don't want immigration customs enforcement. They want to be killed by illegal alien gang members from Venezuela. The Associated Press was very excited. Photos show women marking International Women's Day. And they've got a bunch of women who look like they're criminals, marching around with sunflowers, wearing tank tops, and maybe most of them shouldn't be, but they're screaming and yelling, and everybody's got a bullhorn. You got to have these women with bullhorns where they go. They got the bullhorns and with the hand mics, and they're mental. New York City.
It's okay to scream. You're allowed to be loud. You're allowed to have a voice, and you women need it. You are the leaders. You are the ones who will make the change happen. It is us.
You're the ones that'll make the change happen. It is us.
We are the ones we've been waiting for.
We are the ones we've been waiting for. Remember that psychotic line? My God, it's a cult. It really, the Democrat Party is Jonestown without the plan. No, the Jim Jones and the People's Temple, they had a plan. They had to flee San Francisco and Oakland and go to Guyana and South America so they could have the mass suicide, mass murder of more than 900 people in the name of socialism. And they killed themselves. They got, you see, a Democrat attacked a police officer and killed a police officer in Pennsylvania. Yesterday, shot him, pulled over. Police officer came up to the car, shot him and killed him. Then the guy got out of his car, walked a little ways, and then blew his own brains out, killed himself. Another Democrat Party suicide attack because Democrats. All right, so there is International Women's Day, screaming in New York, and bullhorn ladies screaming in New York. And we had the Angry Knit-In Washington, D.C., where you got a lot of crazy going on there. And they wanted you to know that it was daylight savings time. Every day is an IQ test. And then James Carville, who is, again, one of the Democrat Party's graybeards, one of their senior ministers, is a Clinton administration guy, and he got him elected, allegedly. Bill Clinton, James Carville, was the political genius of the time. It's the economy, stupid. Well, I got to tell you, it's easy if you're a Democrat to make a reputation for yourself in politics. It's the economy, stupid, is about and then he also said, it's amazing what you get. The bimbo eruptions, I think that was one of his, all the women Bill Clinton was sexually abusing. And the bimbo eruptions, and he came up with the It's amazing what you get when you drag $100 bill through a trailer park, which is apparently how Bill Clinton picked up women dragging $100 bill through a trailer park, and he wanted you to know that. But James Carville is a Democrat senior leader, and he thinks Trump derangement syndrome is a good thing. It's great. Now, we had to bleep him a couple of times. It was a podcast, isn't everything? And James Carville on the state of the Democrat Party.
Look, you fat Trump, if you listen to this, you listen good, because what I'm getting ready to say is what a lot of people in this country speak for, who I speak for. And I speak for a lot of people. You hear me, you fat asshole?
The Confederate States.
This is what we believe. You're right. I got Trump derangement syndrome. I hate the motherfucker. And you know what? I don't want to get rid of it. I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. I want to hate him more.
There you go. He wants to hate him more. The Democrat Party is a violent criminal hate cult. They're mentally ill. And James Carville is one example of that. He's got TDS and he's very proud of it. And he doesn't want it to get better. He wants it to get worse. He wants to hate him more. The angry knit-in is about hate. The gathering in New York for International Women's Day is about hate. They gathered on the mall and talked about blowing up the White House and killing Trump and actors killing Trump and everything else. James Carville is mentally ill.
I pray to God in heaven, God reign the righteous reign of Trump derangement. Hey, see straight.
I think you might have achieved your goal. This is, they're raising a generation of young people on this poisonous, festering, mentally ill hatred. Boy, the left is here, and they are not on our side. We're at 888-630-9625. I got Chuck Schumer for you today. I got Barack Obama, not too much, though, because it hurts to listen to his annoying voice. We've got that coming up. And the local news, the news media describing the IEDs being thrown at white people in New York. And it turns out the terrorists are the good guys in the story.
People really like to underestimate women and women's work and what women can do in a revolution or a movement.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Road crews are now set up on the Beltway. Outer look at the American Legion Bridge. Left lane is blocked. Delays from the 270 spur. Northbound 270 slows just after Father Hurley Boulevard. Incident reported. Long-standing crash cleanup continues. 95 southbound at 212 heading into Calverton. The left lane blocked. Delays from the Inter-County connector. Road crews are set up on the Virginia Beltway. Outer look after Braddock Road along the right side. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Sunny and pleasant today, high 73, mostly clear overnight, low 49.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
It's truck and SUV season at Winter Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Winter Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at winterauto.sales.com.
It's time to wake up to a chance to win. The Powerball jackpot is rising. So get a stretch in, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day. It's your chance to win the $40 million jackpot. Good morning and good luck, New York. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope Line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Every semester, thousands of students feel locked out of healthcare education. So who's going to open that door? Covista. With 5 universities and 24,000 graduates every year. Covista. Open the door to more at covista.com.
Because I'm committed to showing up for my team, I rely on quality parts from Advance Auto Parts to keep me ready when it counts. From quick fixes during the week to game day drives on the weekend. They have the right parts to keep me moving and on the road, so I can be there for every game, every inning, and every moment my team is counting on, all the way to life's good parts. Visit your local Advance Auto Parts today.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
It's only getting every customer's order right. It's only a point-of-sale system connected by Spectrum fiber-powered business internet, helping you track hundreds of secure transactions. And it's all backed by 24/7 US-based customer support and local technicians. It's only everything. Get Business Internet Advantage free forever when you get 4 mobile lines from Spectrum. Visit spectrum.com/free for life to find out how. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
WMAL, making sense of the headlines, because common sense isn't so common. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
I'm beginning to think that the Democrats have anger issues. I'm going to compare the city of Chicago to the war against Iran when it comes to casualties. That's coming up, but let us go to the telephones, Michael. Let's go to Bob calling from Rapid City, South Dakota. Oh, Bob, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hello, Chris.
Hey, Bob.
From South Dakota.
Welcome.
I just wanted to make sure that I caught the angry nitwit knit in, and so when you explained that they all misspelled daylight saving to daylight savings,
right?
There seemed to be some sort of, connection between that and satanic, which you mentioned, and as a cult. And so I thought maybe we could shorten that whole deal by just saying these people are the nitwits.
Nitwits?
Nitwits.
Such nitwittery for the angry knit-in.
Yeah. I just thought I'd try to get in, and I did, thanks to your kind call screener.
That is great. She's wonderful, isn't she?
Yeah.
And the Angry Knit In, angryknitin.org. I think they plan on doing it again and again. Yeah, Union Building in Washington, D.C., all-day affair. And I got to say, Bob, you think of knitting, I think of Aunt Bee on, the Andy Griffith Show. I think of everybody's grandmother knitting. And the Democrats turn it into an angry, bitter event.
Angry. That's right. So I'm looking forward to having a non-angry cruise with you this year. So.
Oh, are you really? That's wonderful. Excellent. That is great.
And I'll let you go on. It was short. Yeah, I didn't want to take all your time this time.
Oh, that's wonderful. You're great. I look forward to seeing you in Trieste when we set sail for exotic locations along the Adriatic Sea and the Mediterranean and all kinds of beautiful destinations. Bob, good stuff. The Nitwits. Yeah, they're all nuts. What happened?
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. Iranian officials have selected their country's new leader.
The Assembly of Experts of Iran's Supreme Council has chosen a new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of Iran's former supreme leader who was killed in the opening strikes of Operation Epic Fury. We know that Mojtaba Khamenei is considered to be a hardliner with behind-the-scenes ties to Iran's IRGC and also the Basij forces used to crack down on protesters. This man has spent decades as the gatekeeper for his father, known as the Shadow Prince, and he is expected to have a similar rule in terms of the way that the regime continues to operate amid this conflict.
Fox News, Trey Ingston, Tel Aviv. The war in the Middle East has much of Europe now on alert.
An explosion at the United States Embassy in Oslo, Norway may have been an act of terrorism. That's according to police. The building suffered minor damage, but nobody was hurt. In Liège, Belgium, a synagogue was damaged in an overnight explosion described as an anti-Semitic attack. Again, no reported injuries. Meanwhile, French Prime Minister Emmanuel Macron is in Cyprus today after sending a warship to the Mediterranean island nation. An Iranian drone struck a British airbase there last week. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Thousands of Americans continue to try and flee the Middle East. A plane full landed from Bahrain at Dulles Airport overnight.
They were in Bahrain, and so they just made it out. They had plans to leave early, but they couldn't because of the drone strikes. And we were here today as other families came out those doors. They escaped the war-torn area in the Middle East today, many of them part of the Navy bases that were out there, as well as State Department families that were out there. And they say that they're just thankful to be back home. And they say, nothing else to see the American flag after what they endured overseas.
7 News' Felicia Ashley at Dulles. We'll find out at noon today exactly where this summer's DC Grand Prix race along the mall is going to be run.
IndyCar will reveal the brand new Freedom 250 Grand Prix race layout. The Freedom Grand Prix, which can be seen on Fox, will take place on August 23rd from the nation's capital in celebration of America's 250th birthday. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, Interior Secretary Doug Burgum, Ambassador Monica Crowley, and Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser will participate in the race course, logo, and special race car reveal. The summer event will be the first motor race to be held in the nation's capital near the National Mall. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
Oil prices spiked at nearly $120 a barrel overnight.
This is the first time oil has climbed beyond $100 a barrel since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. This is a sign of growing concern that the war will continue to take a toll on energy supplies. About 20% of the world's oil is typically shipped every day through the Strait of Hormuz, which is now virtually cut off to most Western countries. Over the weekend, President Trump downplayed the idea of turning to America's strategic petroleum reserves, saying U.S. supplies are ample.
7 News' John Rogers, checking your money. The Dow is down nearly 700 points. The NASDAQ is down 237. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so, too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Prime one-day deliveries fast. How fast we talking? We're talking tissues and hot tea fast. Feel better meds fast. Relievers your door fast. So you can actually breathe out of both nostrils fast. Like I just ordered, and it's already here fast. Fast one-day delivery to feel better sooner. It's on Prime.
There's no place like home with AmeriQ Credit Union. For more than 75 years, AmeriQ has helped your friends and neighbors step into the homes of their dreams. Let us help you find yours. Apply today at ameriq.org/home. Equal housing lender.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion? That's billion with a B? Yeah. Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Listen to O'Connor and Company this Tuesday morning at 8:06 for America 250, a constitutional-focused conversation with Hillsdale College's Washington, D.C. campus. That's this Tuesday, 8:06 a.m. with O'Connor and Company on WMAL.
There are 1,000 ways to say it.
Nope. Knock it off. Shut it down. Dream on. No dice. Give it a rest. Not a chance.
Or just
all text. You focus on the road.
As a passenger, you have the power to prevent an accident. There are 1,000 ways to stop a distracted driver. Choose one.
A message from CTIA.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
I-95 in Maryland southbound at 212. The accident activity still blocking one left lane, causing delays now down from Maryland 200, the ICC. Down at the Beltway, the outer loop is still under speed as you make your way past Colesville Road around to Connecticut Avenue with a couple of breaks now in between. Then the outer loop is very slow approaching the work zone that is after River Road before the Clara Barton Parkway along the left-hand side of the roadway. Fairfax County Parkway southbound near Pope's Head Road. The construction causing quite a backup right now. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
The unseasonably warm weather will continue here, maybe getting close to record warmth, especially by tomorrow and Wednesday. Sunny through this afternoon, 72. Tonight, mainly clear, 49. Tuesday, sun's back, 78. Maybe some rain Wednesday afternoon, here, 80. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stagicon, WNAL.
Right now it is 62 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
I consider my own faith, Islam, a religion built upon a narrative of migration. The story of the Hijrah reminds us that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was a stranger too.
Ah, yes. But he had a big shiny sword and started hacking everybody up because it's a little bit different than the whole Jesus thing. If you know what I mean. Well, very good and happy Monday to you once again, and welcome back. We remain at 888-630-9625. Not only do they have Scream at the Sky for International Women's Day in New York, not only did they have the Knitting Hate In, the Angry Knit In Washington over the weekend, But the terrorists gathered in New York to firebomb the white people because they're racist. Because they're white. And the Muslims showed up with bombs to throw at the white people who didn't bring bombs with them. And it turns out that the guys throwing the bombs are the good guys in the story. The jihadi terrorists with the improvised explosive devices, they are the good guys. And the white people are labeled as white supremacists, and they are the bad guys. They're the villains of the story. So we've got that going, and it's all the Democrats. It really is. International Women's Day being a demonstration of mental illness, the Angry Knit In, and that was completely berserk here in Washington D.C. We got James Carville, who is proud of his Trump derangement syndrome, and he wants it to get worse, not better, because he wants to hate more. The Democrat Party spreads a message of hate and violence and criminality and terrorism, and they want to hate more. Now, there was a gathering, and this has got the Democrats really upset because there's a man, a gentleman named Jake Lang. Jake Lang was at January 6th, which was a riot, and it went on for about 2 hours. And then it was bad. We shouldn't have riots at the Capitol or elsewhere. The Democrats had 550 riots, and they stormed the White House for 3 days and forced the evacuation of the entire First family from the private residence in the White House because of the mob of miscreants that were firebombing and set fire to the Church of the Presidents and throwing M80s at federal police officers and D.C. police officers, injuring 180 police officers. And that was a non-story because Democrats, but back to this weekend, because Jake Lang, again, the media painted him as the terrible, terrible bad guy, and maybe he is. I don't know Jake Lang personally, but he decided to have a protest outside of Gracie Mansion in New York, which is the official residence of the New York City mayor. And Jake Lang had a protest. I think he had 20 to 25 people with him. And his protest was against Islamism, which is the political application of Islam, which would enslave and kill all the Jews, wipe Israel off the map. We are the great Satan in America, and Israel is the little Satan and all that. But while Jake Lang showed up with 20 to 25 people outside of Gracie Mansion to protest against the rise of Islamism in the United States of America, which is in evidence in a great many places from New York City to Texas and on and on. But the mayor, the Democrat mayor, Zohran Kwame Mamdani, he put out a statement yesterday, this incident where the Democrat jihadis were throwing improvised explosive devices at the white people. And the Islamists, who are the sons of immigrants from a couple of different beephole countries that are now here. But the mayor, Zohran Mamdani, put out a statement yesterday, Sunday, about the events of Saturday, in which Mayor Mamdani, the Democrat, said, yesterday, white supremacist Jake Lang. Now, I don't know if he's a white supremacist or not, and neither does Kwame Mamdani, but it's just a name they call people. It's like calling people Nazis and Hitler and fascists, and white supremacist is just the lexicon that they use to describe everyone who's not them. And of course, they're the ones that are firebombing the Jewish governor's house in Pennsylvania and torturing the Jewish students on campuses in New York City and firebombing a pro-Israel march in Colorado and terrorizing Jewish diners in Beverly Hills at outdoor cafes in California. They're the ones that are shooting Donald Trump and trying to shoot him again. They're the suicide attackers and the self-immolators. But Zohran Mamdani said yesterday, white supremacist Jake Lang organized a protest outside Gracie Mansion rooted in bigotry and racism. Now, is Islam a race? because I don't know. I think it's a religion, and regardless of your race, you could be black or white. And Persians are Caucasian. Persians are Caucasian people. They fall under the Caucasian umbrella. But it's racism because the party of the Klan and the Confederate States of America love to call everybody racist. But the mayor's office, the mayor put out this statement, white supremacist, that calling names. I don't know if he is or not, but I doubt it because Zoran Mamdani called him a white supremacist, so he's probably not. White supremacist Jake Lang organized a protest which was entirely peaceful outside of Gracie Mansion, rooted in bigotry and racism. Is that redundant to say bigotry and racism? Somewhat overlapping, I think. And the Democrat Party, they're the party that institutionalized Jim Crow laws and the KKK, but never mind that. And then he writes, such hate has no place in New York City, but then your boys threw bombs at them. And they're improvised explosive devices that you might find in warfare. The mayor continued, it is an affront to our city's values and the unity that defines who we are. That's what he said. Then he says, what followed was even more disturbing. Violence at a protest is never acceptable. Now, he doesn't name who these people, he doesn't call them jihadis, just the white supremacists for the peaceful protesters. They weren't mostly peaceful. They were entirely and 100% peaceful. And they're protesting against the rise of Islamism, which ironically the left is selling and pushing in the United States of America. He says it's an affront to our city's values and the unity that defines who we are. Honestly, you guys are the ones throwing the bombs. And he's indicting a person that he calls a white supremacist, doubtless without cause, without reason, without explanation, without evidence. That's what they left. What followed was even more disturbing. Violence at protests never acceptable. And it's always you guys. Have you noticed that? The attempt to use an explosive device, there were 3 explosive devices, so he's minimizing, and the attempt to use an explosive device and hurt others is not only criminal, it's terrorist activity. No, he says it's reprehensible and the antithesis of who we are. No, actually, it defines who you are. It's perfectly typical of who you are. Isn't that amazing? So we've got some audio, and what happened was that the guy that they labeled a white supremacist, and maybe he is, maybe he's not, Jake Lang, who was at January 6th, I don't really care. 300,000 people were at January 6th, and it was overwhelmingly peaceful, the mostly peaceful protest of January 6th at the Capitol. But he labels him a white supremacist, but he doesn't label the bomb throwers in a negative way at all, because he's a bomb thrower himself. All right, now we've got audio because everybody's making video with their phones, thanks to the patriarchy and white supremacists who give you iPhones and instantaneous global communications. But here it is. The terrorist, there's a radical Islamic jihadi terrorist who throws a bomb, a homemade bomb, with advanced explosives on the inside, nails and screws, and wrapped up to be a shrapnel bomb to maim and to kill people. And here is the audio of one of the events, one of the IEDs being hurled at these people who are supposed to be the bad guys because they're white supremacists, and their protest at Gracie Mansion is rooted in bigotry and racism. So they're the bad guys. And here come the Democrats to bomb them just to show that they're the good guys.
A bomb, bro? Yeah, he threw a bomb? Yeah, did he throw a bomb, bro? Nice. That's stinks. That stinks. Yo, did he just Allah Akbar bomb, bro? Yo, that stinks. You know damn well I wasn't me, though. That was crazy. He threw an Allah Akbar cocktail at y'all. That was some wild bro. And y'all saying them is good?
Everybody curses all the time. You must curse in every sentence, sometimes 2 or 3 times in each sentence. So this guy was standing there and being peaceful when a bomb-throwing jihadi rushed up behind him, crashed into him a little bit, hurled the bomb, looked like a pretty good throw, and hurled the bomb into a crowd of civilians who were peacefully protesting. And fortunately, the incompetent nitwit made a bomb that did not blow up, but he tried. It was not for a lack of trying. And then there was a second bomb thrower with a second improvised explosive device, a second bomb, and they're hurling the bombs at peaceful protesters who the media and the Democrats, but I repeat myself, label as white supremacists. And again, I'm not a Jake Lang expert, but maybe he's not the best guy in the world. Maybe he is, but he was peacefully protesting, and his protest is covered by the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America and the Bill of Rights and all that, which the Democrats oppose. And the mayor is out there defending the bomb throwers, the media out there defending the bomb throwers. Last night, I was watching the news on the television at home with my best girl. We had been out and about and came home watching the local Channel 4 News, NBC News. And they said, oh, we're going to cover the bomb throwing. This is yesterday, Sunday. It happened on Saturday. And listen to the lies told by NBC4, the anchor man, teasing up. They're about to go to break. And he wants to tease, oh, we're going to tell you about the bomb-throwing radical Islamic jihadi terrorists in New York throwing at the peaceful protesters, who they've labeled one person as a white supremacist. But they were completely peaceful, utterly peaceful. And then the jihadis show up with nail bombs to throw at people. And here's how NBC local news in Washington, D.C. was teeing up the story.
We're also going to take you up to New York City, where an explosive device was found outside the official residence of New York's mayor.
See, an explosive, and that was it. That was the tease. Then they went to break. I said, well, wait a minute, that couldn't be more misleading. An explosive device was found outside of the Democrat Muslim mayor, Gracie Mansion, because it sounds like, some white supremacist, anti-Muslim guy left a bomb outside of Gracie Mansion, right? And then they went to break and they came back. And then the lies got really big because there are now, again, two Muslim men, 18-year-old and 19-year-old. They've been arrested. We know their names. We know where their parents are from. We know about it. These two Muslim terrorists brought bombs that they presumably made or had somebody make. And here's how NBC4 in Washington reported the story.
All right, we are back now learning more about that scary situation outside the official residence of New York City's mayor, Zohran Mamdani. The New York Police Department, the NYPD, is now confirming that an explosive device was ignited during this anti-Islam protests that were happening literally outside of the mayor's home yesterday.
Now, you might be forgiven for thinking that the anti-Muslim people brought the bomb to the Muslim mayor's house, Gracie Mansion, and put it NBC4.
The FBI says two men, an 18 and a 19-year-old from Pennsylvania, are under arrest
from Pennsylvania
after this incident that happened again at an anti-Islam protest.
See, it happened at
Police say the device was a jar wrapped in black tape with nuts, bolts, and a fuse. Mayor Zohran Mamdani, who is Muslim, was inside the residence during the incident. He said in a statement that violence at a protest is never acceptable.
See, he's the good guy. He was at home. No, he was not at home with his wife, and his wife wasn't there, and he wasn't there. And NBC4 got everything wrong. They completely misrepresented the bombs, two of them, not one, saying and implying undeniably that it was anti-Mamdani, whose name he mispronounced twice, and anti-Mamdani, anti-Muslim bomb the mayor's house. This is right-wing violence. No, this is once again the Democrat Party bombing people who they call racists and bigots and white supremacists. And you guys are terrorists, just by the way. And the so-called white supremacists won. Those 25 people were completely and utterly peaceful. They were exercising their constitutionally guaranteed rights. And the jihadis, and they got two men from Pennsylvania, they say, right? And they came, so if you watch what they reported, you would definitely come away with the impression that this was white, right-wing, anti-Muslim people leaving a bomb outside of Gracie Mansion. The opposite of the truth, not only not true, but the opposite of the truth. This is why everyone thinks of the news media as being filth, because it's a pretty straightforward story, but they lie about it. You notice no use of the word Muslim anywhere in there, or Islamic, or anything like that. Amazing. Rural Americans deserve access to the very best of what our great nation has to offer, of course, especially when it comes to health care. Across every state and every hamlet across this great land of ours, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense for so many of our fellow Americans, protecting our families, our neighbors, the people that we love. And no matter where you live, hospital care does not clock out. Every year, America's more than 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, of course, delivering babies day and night, all hours of the day, treating cancer, keeping people alive, other life-saving treatments that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients, there are doctors, nurses, caregivers working tirelessly 24/7 to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They also employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now there is some in Congress, believe it or not, that are threatening access to that care. Tell Congress to protect patient care and keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care. Paid for by the Coalition to Strengthen America's Health Care. Yes, sir. Now, what do you have? I've got the mayor. The mayor in New York held a press conference today. I've got him. These people lie. If they're making any sound, they're lying.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Prime one-day deliveries fast. How fast we talking? We're talking tissues and hot tea fast. Feel better meds fast. Relief your door fast. So you can actually breathe out of both nostrils fast. Like I just ordered, and it's already here fast. Fast one-day delivery to feel better sooner. It's on Prime.
Day or night, VerboCare is here 24/7 to help make every part of your stay seamless. If anything comes up, or you simply need a little guidance, support is ready whenever you reach out. From the moment you book to the moment you head home, we're here to help things run smoothly. Because a great trip starts with the right support. And hey, a good playlist doesn't hurt either.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
It's time to wake up to a chance to win. The Powerball jackpot is rising. So get a stretch in, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day. It's your chance to win the $40 million jackpot. Good morning and good luck, New York. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
There's no place like home with AmeriQ Credit Union. For more than 75 years, AmeriQ has helped your friends and neighbors step into the homes of their dreams. Let us help you find yours. Apply today at ameriq.org/home. Equal housing lender.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck CF71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Chris Plant here. Tired of dating online and want to meet real people face to face? Let the professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch help. After a confidential interview, your personal matchmaker hand selects quality matches for you. They pre-screen every date, and they'll book your reservations at the best spots in town. All you have to do is show up and be yourself. Let It's Just Lunch help you turn new beginnings into lasting connections. Call 202-466-4333 or visit itsjustlunchdc.com.
WMAL's Vince Colonnese, weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Yeah, I got a little Adam Schiff today, Adam Schiffless with his pal Bill Maher. But Zoran Mamdani, I got to tell you the story out of New York. Who was it? It was Mike that called in from Sunshine, Maryland. I called him, and he dropped off the line. But he was saying, well, in New York, one side was hurling words, the other was throwing bombs.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10:30. Good morning. I'm John Matthews. Stock market shuttered worldwide on worries today about whether the global economy can withstand the spiking prices for oil. Briefly got to $120 a barrel overnight, the highest level in nearly 4 years. The S&P 500 is down 1.3%, coming off its worst week since October. The Dow is down 761 points. Crude prices fell back after the Financial Times reported that members of the Group of Seven nations were considering releasing some strategic oil reserves to ease pressure on supplies. The number of D.C. police officers continues to plunge as local authorities face new challenges to hiring and retention, including seeing their officers hired away by federal law enforcement agencies. The department that had more than 4,000 police officers a decade ago is now barely over 3,100. Traffic and weather next.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in my garage over 15 years ago to make custom blinds easy and affordable for everyone. You measure, you install, and you save big on custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On the outer loop of the Beltway, the construction back again today after River Road before the Clara Barton Parkway. One left lane is closed, causing delays from the 270 spur. On the 270 spur, trying to get down to those delays in back up from Democracy Boulevard onto southbound 495. Northbound on 270 after 121. Mobile pothole repair crew gradually heading northbound, blocking two right lanes as they go. 95 in Maryland, southbound, still very heavy down from the ICC to the accident at 212, blocking one left lane. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Sunshine today and a high of 73. It is 64 at Reagan National. John Matthews, News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
The Mega Millions jackpot is getting mega huge. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a ticket today for your chance at a massive win. Currently over $500 million. Good luck, New York. Please play responsibly.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy Truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
There's no place like home with AmeriQ Credit Union. For more than 75 years, AmeriQ has helped your friends and neighbors step into the homes of their dreams. Let us help you find yours. Apply today at ameriq.org/home. Equal housing lender.
When you're in HR, it can feel like nothing is easy. From payroll to PTO, from onboarding to benefits, and everything in between, it's a constant juggle of tasks, systems, and spreadsheets. But your HR software? That's the easy part. Meet Bamboo HR. Trusted by over 34,000 companies, it handles all your HR tasks, payroll, benefits, and time tracking, so your team and your company can grow as fast as, well, Bamboo. And Bamboo HR software is actually easy to use. One simple system that pulls all your people data together in one place, so you can ditch scattered systems and wasted hours on tasks that should only take minutes. Because when HR is easier, you can focus on what matters most, your people. HR is hard. Bamboo HR is easy. Ready to simplify all your HR tasks? For a limited time, get a $100 Visa gift card when you complete a free demo at bamboohr.com/gift card. Again, that's bamboohr.com/gift card. Terms and conditions apply.
WMAL, making sense of world events, because those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Are you a parent of a child with disabilities who desperately needs a break? Then you need to know about Jill's House. To find out more, visit our website, jillshouse.org.
There are conditions that almost seem beyond hope, but not when Mercy Ships is there. Mercy Ships is a place restoring hope. To learn more, go to mercyships.org today.
My name is Luis Fonsi. No one should face Alzheimer's or other dementias alone. Resources are available at alz.org and by calling the Alzheimer's Association's 24/7 free hotline at 800-272-3900.
WMAL.
And we have returned. Yeah, I've got Zoran Mamdani for you coming up. He held a little press conference. Where do you hear a question that the reporter with the Associated Press asked Zoran Mamdani about his racist wife who hates the Jews? And it's all okay when you're a Democrat, though. Even their Jews hate the Jews. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Jerry calling from Leesburg, Virginia. Jerry, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, good to talk to you again, Chris. Hey, I think we should give these guys a little bit of a break because I think, according to Mamdani, they thought it was a snowball fight, and it was too warm for ice, so they threw bombs. So I mean, come on, let's give them a break. It's just a snowball fight, right?
You're right. Yeah, he was. The Democrats attacking police with the blocks of ice in Central Park and slamming them into their heads. I believe 2 police officers were treated at the hospital. And Mayor Jihad Mamdani came out and said, "Oh, it's just a snowball fight. Kids having fun." It was
exactly.
Yeah, it's like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day. Yes.
I got 2 questions. You were in the media, so you played a clip of I think it was NBC going through a bunch of mental gymnastics, and so you've seen these people do it. Get prepared to do these mental gymnastics. So I have 2 questions. One, do they have to stretch first? And 2, do they have to wear special clothing, or is that just a T-shirt and sweatpants sort of thing?
It is just T-shirt and sweatpants, and really there's no stretching. It's just, they don't need to touch their toes or anything. They're only stretching the truth.
Right. Okay. Just making sure, because I mean, I've never seen anybody. It wasn't just them. It was like literally 10 outlets that were saying, you know, that leaving out that they were jihadis, leaving out that, you know, well, you know, you would come away with thinking that it was like white supremacists or something like that. So I was like, you guys have got to be kidding me. I literally watched the video.
That's exactly correct. News outlet after news outlet after news outlet was misreporting the story. And it couldn't have been accidental. It was not unintentional. They were leaving out that the IEDs were being thrown at the guy, and one guy they're calling a white supremacist, Jake Lang, and he's the villain of the story. But when there are bombs thrown at him, then they just downplay it and they make it sound like, well, there was one, and it didn't explode, so it was okay. And they're smoothing it over. All the news media people using the kindest, gentlest language that they can use in the context of Muslim men, 18-year-old and 19-year-old men, bearded Muslim men who apparently, presumably, made their own improvised explosive devices, nail bombs, brought them to an otherwise peaceful rally and hurled the improvised explosive devices into a crowd of civilians, a group of civilians, only 20 or 25 of them, and they're trying to blow them up and kill them. And then the news media, really, it's sort of the cherry on top that they come out and prove how corrupt the left is, because the news media representing the Democrat Party, they smooth it over for their own side, which is Muslim men from foreign countries who were throwing bombs at crowds of civilians in New York City.
Yeah, and flip that around, Chris. I think Jake Lang's the one who brought the pig or pork roast or whatever, the pig roast, right? That's the dude.
I believe that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so flip it around. Flip the whole story around. If it were lefty protesters burning an American flag, which is quote unquote protected by the First Amendment, and then you had people on the right throwing bombs, what would the story be? Well, how would it lead in the news?
Well, the Republican Party must be abolished. It's the end of democracy, the end of civilization. That we're going to have to. No Republican should ever be elected to public office again, and we have to put an end to this. And there'd be a lot of pounding of the table, and Adam Schiffless would be on TV all day and all night, and they'd be wetting their beds at MS-13, DNC, and at CNN. And the entire Republican Party would be tarred with the acts of two people throwing bombs. But, when you're the Democrat Party and when you're, again, the soft bigotry of low expectations, because what we're being told here, honestly, Jerry, what we're being told here is, well, Muslims are going to kill people like you and they're going to blow things up. And it's going to go on for the rest of your lives and your children's lives. So just become accustomed to Muslims, whether they be from Iran or whether they live in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. They may have to kill you. And here's the underlying all this, Jerry, is that we deserve it.
I mean, if we're going to let it in, I mean, if we're going to say, go ahead and, here's the news and go ahead and kill me with it, right? So, if we're not going to actually stop, immigration from countries, if you're going to tell me that we can't do anything about Muslims because they will get pissed off and they will kill people, well, then
I'm going to piss somebody off today.
Bringing more into this country. I mean, how stupid are we going to be here? Every day is the night.
I'm going to do something that's going to piss somebody off today.
100% right. I'm nodding actively here. That's it. Just keep waving people. And this is the Democrat Party waving people in. And the reason that their mindset is this way is because they believe that we are the villains of the story. We are the bad guys. We are white supremacists. White people are bad. White men are bad. Straight men are bad. And the United States is bad because in 1953, Mohammed Mossadegh, and all this time, as it kind of lacks nuance, I've got to say, and context, as they like to say, their fact checker things. But Jerry, I got to tell you, the Democrat Party is behind all of this.
Of course, because their pursuit is power. They don't care about anything else but power.
And you've got the Muslim mayor of New York, who's a radical, and by the way, his wife is a radical. His wife has. The October 7th massacre in Israel, Mamdani's wife went on social media and she went on and liked and shared all of the posts. They're saying, oh, good, the Jews deserve to be raped and killed and thrown in tunnels and tortured to death, and it's their fault, and Israel needs to be wiped off the face of the earth. And this is the mayor's wife in New York City. And he was asked about, wait till you hear I've got the question and the answer from today's press conference, and it's pretty ridiculous. The AP reporter should be forced out of the business, but instead he'll become the bureau chief or something. But yeah, look, this is Jerry. We're told we should just accept this as normal, that Muslims are going to blow people up. They're going to blow you up. They're going to blow your grandmother up. And it's your fault.
Yep. And she should change her name. We should now call her the Eva Braun of New York City.
I called her Eva Braun. I called her Eva Braun a half an hour ago. Yeah. And I was like,
I didn't hear that.
No, I wasn't on the air. No, I wasn't on the air. I wasn't. I was talking to Michael Piercy during a break, and we were talking about Eva Braun and Adolf Hitler in New York, and I was like, do you think she's Hitler and he's Eva Braun? And I was going back and forth because, they're Democrats. They've got a lot of genital confusion. Pretty amazing stuff. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jerry. Thanks. Great stuff. Great call. Now let's go to since we're talking about Zohran Mamdani, let's go to we were just talking about the quote. We'll get to it in a moment. The question to Mamdani about his wife loving the murder and rape of Jews because they're jihadis and they're bloodthirsty ghouls and killers. And that's why they get along with the Democrats so well. The Red-Green Alliance, the Red-Green Coalition, green being Islam, red being the left. And they have been, since the 1972 Munich Olympics, when the Black September terrorists took over the Israeli housing complex of Munich at the Olympics, 1972, they demanded the release of left-wing communist terrorists that had been imprisoned in Europe, in Germany and Italy. And they were demanding that the lefties, the Black September radical Islamic jihadi terrorists that took the Israeli, and then they murdered the whole Israeli team, of course. And they're all gone. They're all gone. But these are the bad guys. All right, let's get to Zohran Mamdani. This is this morning. And this morning. Now, we know what happened is that there are about 25 people who are like, stop Islamizing America. And there was a peaceful protest. And then a gang of about 120 Muslims showed up, and at least two of them brought improvised explosive devices and hurled them at the terrible white Americans living in their own country peacefully and theoretically. And isn't it amazing? So Zohran Mamdani, this is this morning. We know exactly what happened. The two Muslim guys have been arrested, an 18-year-old and an 18-year-old, whose parents are immigrants to the United States. And listen to Zohran Mamdani today, knowing full well that two Muslim men threw improvised explosive devices at a peaceful protest. And here's the Democrat mayor of New York.
On Saturday, a protest was held outside Gracie Mansion, where I live with my wife, Rama. Neither of us were home at the time.
Not home.
This was a vile protest rooted in white supremacy. Vile. Stop the Islamic takeover of New York City.
Uh-huh.
I'm the first Muslim mayor of our city. Anti-Muslim bigotry is nothing new to me, nor is it anything new for the 1 million or so Muslim New Yorkers who know this city as our home.
1 million.
While I found this protest appalling, I will not waver in my belief that it should be allowed to happen.
Should be allowed.
Ours is a free society where the right to peaceful protest is sacred. It does not belong only to those we agree with.
He's talking about 20 or 25 guys that were completely peaceful. And this is what he's talking about. Then a gang of more than 100 Muslims show up, at least two threw improvised explosive devices in New York City at a group of civilians who are exercising their constitutional rights. A lot of people are annoyed by the takeover of Times Square recently, Muslims getting down. First of all, Muslims don't get down in the middle of busy streets and pray. That's considered to be unclean. Actual Muslims practicing Islam don't get down in like the dirtiest street they can find with 1,000 guys and, about to start bumping the pavement with the foreheads. That's not clean. Dogs aren't clean. And praying in the middle of Times Square is not clean either. But what is he talking about there? He's talking, oh, poor me, I'm a victim. I'm the first Muslim mayor. They were anti-Muslim bigots and racists. Really? Then what were the guys that showed up with bombs? That they, the Muslim men with the beards who showed up with bombs that they threw at peaceful protesters, Democrat Mayor Zohran Mamdani.
Let me also be clear about something else.
Yeah, why don't you?
New York City will never tolerate violence, whether from protests or counter-protests.
Counter-protests.
Many of the counter-protesters met this display of bigotry peacefully, with a vision of a city that is welcoming to all. But a few did not.
But a few did not. Now, did he mention Muslims or terrorists or bombs or jihad or any of that good stuff? No, he didn't mention any of that because he's spinning it as him being the victim, white supremacist. And he doesn't say it's, you know, you could fit him on the short bus, 20, 25 people saying don't Islamize. And he got a Muslim mayor. He's a radical. He's an extremist. He's a leftist radical. He's a Muslim radical. He's an anti-Semite. He's not one of the good guys. Just amazing. But Zoran, yeah, and you know, it never came up. Now, listen to this. He's two men who are Muslim men that came in from Pennsylvania, from a very, very nice, very wealthy suburban Bucks County. And one of the homes seen today, it's a giant home, like 8,000 square foot home, probably a multi-million-dollar home in Bucks County. And he's one of the jihadis. Here's the jihadi Mamdani.
Two men, Amir Balat and Ibrahim Qayyumi, traveled from Pennsylvania and attempted to bring violence to New York City. They are suspected of coming here to commit an act of terrorism.
Suspected.
There is video of these two individuals throwing two devices towards the protest. The police department has determined that these were improvised explosive devices made to injure, maim, or worse.
Are they Muslim supremacists? Because you called the other guy the peaceful protest. One guy you're labeling a white supremacist, but he didn't bring a bomb. He didn't bring two bombs. And in fact, they found a third bomb this morning. But he didn't mention any of that, did he? Because he's not a truth teller. He's a scumbag. And here's the NYPD commissioner, the police commissioner, Jessica Tisch.
I can confirm this morning that this is being investigated as an act of ISIS-inspired terrorism.
ISIS-inspired terrorism. I can confirm that's what it is, ISIS, and that's the police commissioner. She's proven to be a big lefty over the months, an anti-Trump lefty. She's the police commissioner, NYPD. Jessica Tisch. I can confirm this morning being investigated as an ISIS-inspired radical Islamic jihadi terror attack. These are all words that Mamdani did not use. But for the peaceful protesters, he labels them as racists, bigots, and white supremacists, completely peaceful. Maybe the world would be a lot better if it were filled with racist, bigoted white supremacists and fewer Muslims who are throwing bombs in New York City. What do you think? Just saying.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Finding a hoodie that lasts through the season can be tough. The American Giant Classic Full Zip hoodie is made to last a lifetime, so you can count on it to bring you comfort and warmth year after year. The iconic Classic Full Zip hoodie is the jacket that started it all for American Giant. Custom heavyweight fleece and side panels for mobility make it the best hoodie ever. And a double-lined hood and reinforced elbow patches means this hoodie will last. Born from a commitment to support the communities that create its products, every American Giant piece is made in America and designed to last. No exceptions. The result is durable clothing, like the premium Slug Crew tee, no BS high-rise pant, and slim roughneck pant that become part of your life. Snag the hoodie that will bring you comfort for life, the American Giant Classic Full Zip. And save 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com when you use code STAPLE20 at checkout. That's American-Giant.com, code STAPLE20.
It's truck and SUV season at Winter Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT. Yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander? Just $20,999. Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71. Yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Winter Auto Sales, a used car leader, and out of Washington Street or online at winterAutoSales.com.
When it comes to reducing carbon emissions, the heaviest industries face the toughest challenges. That's where we come in. ExxonMobil is investing in technology to help American industry lower its emissions, including in our own operations, all while empowering businesses and creating job opportunities. Turns out that fewer emissions can mean a stronger economy. ExxonMobil, let's deliver.
It's time to wake up to a chance to win. The Powerball jackpot is rising. So get a stretch in, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day. It's your chance to win the $45 million jackpot. Good morning and good luck, New York. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope Line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Imagine having complete clarity about your health, not just test results, but a clear plan built around you. Today, body scans and lab tests are easy to access, but true peace of mind comes from understanding what they mean and what to do next. At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity, strategy, and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life. Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity medicine. Not algorithms, not generic reports, but real doctors who understand your history, your risks, and your goals. Yes, we use advanced imaging and comprehensive diagnostics, but what truly matters is what comes next. We interpret the results, connect the dots, and deliver a physician-led personalized plan you can act on with confidence. Because information alone doesn't change outcomes. At Princeton Longevity Center, your care doesn't end with a test. It begins there. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. That's 888-8000-PLC.
It's truck and SUV season at Winter Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT. Yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander? Just $20,999. Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71. Yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Winter Auto Sales, a used car leader, and out of Washington Street or online at winterAutoSales.com.
WMAL, more than just politics, because laughter is the best medicine. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Who is Muslim, was inside the residence during the incident. Neither of us were home at the time.
Yes. Well, one of those statements is true. Channel 4 said, oh, yeah, there was a bomb found outside the Muslim mayor's residence in New York, Gracie Hall and Gracie Mansion, and no, I mean, it's just the little things. They can't get the little things right. They don't get the big things right. They left out the Muslim part. It's a white supremacist problem, and they make this stuff up everywhere they go. Let's go to the telephones, Michael. Let's go to Ross on line 3, calling from Front Royal, Virginia. Ross, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hello, Chris. Thanks for having me on your show here. Hey, what you said about NBC4 is only the tip of the iceberg. They're worse than you even pointed out. As Sun Tzu in The Art of War said, you must know your enemy. I only watch it because to see how outlandish things that they do. Just every night, if you listen to them, they'll revert to the violence in D.C. with, a complete whitewashing, no pun intended, of who's actually doing the crime. They use all these metaphors that are ridiculous. Then every year when I go to Richmond for Lobby Day, they'll have somebody there. And then that night I'll watch the news and you'll see a complete opposite of what was said or what is being portrayed of it there. I don't trust them as far as I can see them. They are an absolute joke. They are a propaganda wing, and they know who butters their bread, in that way. But they have no ability to claim being a journalist. And some of them are worse than others, but it is absolutely unbelievable there.
Well, it is. It's NBC News, and it's Washington, D.C., and the NBC News Washington headquarters where they do meet the press and all that is, right. Actually, it's right where NBC4 does their broadcasting, the same building. It's not far from our radio studios where I'm sitting right now. And, I got to tell you, Ross, there are all kinds of, you see memes online and stuff. It's impossible to hate the media enough. Honestly, they deserve our contempt, our disrespect. Everybody, the American people, dozens of outlets yesterday and last night were lying about the bomb-throwing Muslim loons in New York City and blaming somehow a white supremacist.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9.
News now. WMAL News at 11. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. The UK is increasing its military posture in the Middle East following criticism from President Trump.
President Trump and UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer spoke by phone amid the president's criticism that British support for the war in Iran is too little and too late.
Decisions about what's in Britain's best interests are decisions for the Prime Minister of Britain.
Starmer says discussions between the two governments are happening at all levels. Still, in a social media post over the weekend, President Trump downplayed the UK's announcement of sending 2 aircraft carriers to the Middle East, writing, "We don't need them any longer. We don't need people that join wars after we've already won." In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
A contingent of federal and state Democratic lawmakers from Maryland made an unannounced visit to an ICE holding facility in Baltimore this morning and declared the conditions there deplorable.
The things that help Americans, we have said we cannot afford, but we can forward fund $75 billion of your taxpayer dollars to support a facility like this one that is not fit for animals. It is shameful.
Senator Angela Alsobrooks, facilities that had been holding more than 200 prisoners have now been limited by the courts to a maximum of 55 prisoners. ICE has been stepping up its presence in the state in recent weeks, with the addition of a warehouse being converted to a holding facility in Western Maryland, soon to come online. U.S. airports reporting multiple flight delays now due to staffing shortages from the partial government shutdown.
Airport frustrations was one of those pressure points that ultimately forced lawmakers to end the funding impasse in November, and it could be a breaking point in this partial government shutdown as well, as passengers grapple with hours-long security wait times. TSA workers will receive their first $0 paycheck this week as lawmakers remain at a stalemate over DHS funding. The president and CEO of Airlines for America, Chris Sununu, says hardworking federal aviation workers, the airline industry, and our passengers are being used as a political football once again. This is simply unacceptable and un-American.
Fox News' Madeline Rivera. Oil prices spiked to over $100 a barrel as the U.S., Israel, and Iran continue to trade attacks.
Iran's military is striking oil infrastructure throughout the region, pushing prices to their highest level since 2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine. Iran has effectively closed down the Strait of Hormuz, where about a fifth of the world's natural gas and crude oil transits. President Trump told Brian Kilmeade this weekend that, quote, "These ships should go through the Strait of Hormuz and show some guts. There's nothing to be afraid of. They have no navy. We sunk all their ships." The administration says it is working to get tankers moving through the strait again. Energy Secretary Chris Wright contends these gas price spikes, up about 50 cents a gallon from a week ago, are short-term.
Fox News' Rich Edson. The gas prices pressure, of course, being felt here. The Gas Buddy national average for a price of gallon of unleaded is now $3.45. That is a 51-cent jump in a single week around here. The D.C. and Maryland averages are $3.48. It's $3.31 on average in Virginia. Checking your money, the Dow is down 475 points. NASDAQ's down 92. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
Nobody loves having a door slammed in their face. But every semester, thousands of ambitious, qualified students feel exactly that. Locked out of traditional healthcare education. So who's going to open Covista? And who's turning their ambition into the next wave of practice-ready graduates? Covista. And who's preparing them to fill crucial roles in healthcare? From doctors to nurses, to administrators to mental health professionals. Covista. And who's doing it on a scale that impacts millions of Americans across the country? Covista. Every year, Covista graduates 24,000 healthcare professionals from our 5 accredited universities, making us America's largest healthcare educator. Open the door to more at Covista.com. Covista, the talent to transform healthcare.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast we talking? We're talking yoga mats and fitness trackers delivered so fast you can kick off your routine tomorrow fast. We're talking weights at your door without really waiting fast. Water bottles and hydration backpacks fast and fast. Resistance bands faster than you can say feel the burn fast. More jump ropes just a hop, skip, and a jump away, aka fast. Whew, that was actually a good workout fast. Fast one-day delivery for all things fitness. It's on Prime.
Heading east on 66 right now, into the way from Business 234 Sudley Road in Manassas over to Route 29 in Centerville with some roadwork set up there. Fairfax County Parkway, they're working both ways near Pope's Head Road, causing delays both north and southbound on Route 286, the Fairfax County Parkway. 95 in Maryland, southbound at 212. The accident still blocking one left lane. It's still pretty heavy down from the ICC, Maryland 200. Outer loop of the Beltway slows from after the 270 spur to the road work after River Road along the left. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Sunny and pleasant, a high of 74 today. It's already 68 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
We also cannot lose sight of how serious this situation was. The last time that an IED targeting people was deployed in New York City was in 2017 when Akayed Ullah detonated a device strapped to his torso in the pedestrian underpass connecting the Port Authority bus terminal and the Times Square subway station.
Yes, Akayed Ullah. Who can forget Akayed Ullah in 2017? Detonating a bomb on New York City subway station. He conducted the terrorist attack on the behalf of the Islamic State. A Muslim.
Hi, Tom.
Now, somehow he survived. He's not good at blowing himself up. You know, like the IED makers over the weekend in New York. But he was sentenced to life in prison for his ISIS-inspired bombing in New York City subway station in 2017. He's a good Democrat now. He's in prison. The Democrats want to get him to vote because they love crime.
You want the address? He's live.
More murder, more Democrats, more crime, more terrorism. They're the party of name and American terrorist organization, Students for Democratic Society, and the Weathermen and the Weather Underground and the Symbionese Liberation Army, and go down the list, and they're all Democrats. The KKK, they're all Democrats everywhere. Terrorist organizations. They're out of their minds. That was, of course, the police commissioner lady in New York, and saying, the last time we had an IED. And she said that this over the weekend was ISIS inspired. Now, speaking of being ISIS inspired, I got a little Barack Obama for you. Got a little Barack Hussein Obama for you because he attended a Jesse Jackson. You know, the Reverend Jesse Jackson passed away. And I mentioned last week the first time I met Jesse Jackson. I was in high school. I think I was a sophomore or junior in high school. He came to our high school on the North Shore of Chicago. And he
Bud's
spoke.
live. There's his
I
address.
talked to him. My stepfather knew Jesse Jackson for years and
You
years.
check in.
But they had two different memorial services for Jesse Jackson over the weekend. And the first one was the Democrat Party political frenzy, a feeding frenzy, because the Democrats, it was reminiscent of I think it was the Paul Wellstone funeral all those years ago, when the Democrats turned a funeral into a political rally, and they were insane and chanting, and they're mentally ill. But here's the New York Post has the story. The Washington Post does not. Jesse Jackson's son blasts Obama, Biden for using father's memorial to take shots at Trump. Because of Trump derangement syndrome, just like James Carville, who wants his Trump derangement syndrome to get worse and not to get better.
They're not happy with this. Give it a minute. They're really going to get upset.
They're Democrats. They shouldn't be allowed to fly on commercial
I cloned you, Shan
or
Camp.
to own guns. They shouldn't be allowed to clear the FBI background check. Are you a registered Democrat? Yes, I am a registered Democrat. Oh, I'm sorry. That's disqualified.
It's time, Shan Camp. You and your fucked up friends.
Because you're all violently,
That's right.
criminally insane and mentally ill. But here's the New York Post. Reverend
There's
Jesse
Guitar J
Jackson's son,
over there. What a bunch of
former
suck fucks.
presidents Joe Biden, Barack
Bud
Obama,
comes in here
and
demanding to
Bill
come up on my panel.
for using
Want me to
late
post the
civil
link.
rights icons memorial
So you want me to come up,
take
Bud?
shots
Huh?
at President Trump. It's Trump
You
derangement
want to see me
syndrome.
trash
It's
this?
known as Jesse Jackson Jr.
You want to see me trash fucking Bud's chat? There's Chrissy up there. There's his address at Bud WX. He's live right now. Look at the wrenches in there. Their first tenor, Mongongo, Mr. Vavoom. He got madder than a fucker in JC's chat when I cloned his dumb ass, 5 years ago? Been a long time. Only JC can clear this up. She's the only one, but she doesn't dare come up here and talk to me one-on-one because she's not a strong woman. Rusty did, but JC won't. That says a lot. I mean, Wiggin, we need more male streamers. And then he fucking complains about the male streamers. I was new to streaming, all right? JT, he showed up. Never heard of Tom Flash before. Other than I think I seen him in Shannon's chat when I used to peek in there a little bit. Just to peek in. I went in there and trolled a few times. They just timed me out. And you just can't go in as myself. I trashed Troll Night. Right? I put Trolls Inc. out of business. Billy Hayden put Trolls Inc. out. Isn't that right, Josie Wales? I mean, look at all the JC minions that have wrenches in his chat. That's all. That's where JC is. Yeah, well, he used to stream, and then Logical would run streams, and then DA would go into Fox 46 and talk about what's happening over there and all that shit. Nobody spent more time on JC's panel and Wiggins' panel than I did. I mean, let me correct that statement. They let me up all the time. They needed me. I made content for both them motherfuckers. JC's got that picture of some guy with, he's fucking turd in his underwear. It doesn't even look like me. at least put my face over the guy's fucking face. But, you know, he don't make anybody laugh, JC, except the fucktards. And now I'm fucking cloning Shan Camp. It's her turn. She's behind a lot of this shit. That's right. I kind of want to listen to the news. You guys don't want to hear me rant.
Go back much farther than that.
Now, Empress, he has a couple of posts up where he clipped me.
And sad and pathetic. Obama warned about the state of the nation, calling each day a new assault on our democratic institutions. Always, and this is a memorial service for Jesse Jackson, who appreciated Donald Trump very much. And Jesse Jackson died about a month ago now in Chicago at his multi-million-dollar home there. Very successful man over the years and all of that stuff. Now let's go to Barack Hussein Obama at the Jackson Memorial Service in Chicago on Friday.
We are living in a time when it can be hard to hope.
Hard to hope. You can't even hope anymore.
What the fuck does that mean? We are living in a time where it's hard to hope.
Up with dope.
On our democratic institutions.
Our democratic institutions.
Another setback to the idea of the rule of law.
To this idea of the rule of law.
To common decency. Every day you wake up to.
Uh-huh.
To things you just didn't think.
Every day you wake up to things.
Using the IRS against all of your
I can't stand that motherfucker. Fuck you, Obama supporters. Fucking losers.
The IRS discriminated against them. The IRS was sued and had to pay out millions of taxpayer dollars. It's not the Democrats' money. Had to pay out millions of taxpayer dollars to groups called patriot groups and Tea Party groups. Were targeted by you fascist, you Hitler, you little Nazi. He couldn't even grow a good Hitler mustache. He's not manly enough. And just amazing stuff. And they used the FISA courts. They lied to the FISA courts to get warrants to spy on their political enemies, from Donald Trump and everybody around Donald Trump to news reporters like James Rosen, who was at Fox News then, now at Newsmax TV. James Risen of the New York Times. The Democrats used and abused the FBI, the IRS, the intelligence community, as it's known, and used them against their political enemies. You fascist. Talk about undemocratic. That's the truly undemocratic stuff, is abusing the hell out of all the government institutions to target your personal and political enemies. And here he is at Jesse Jackson's funeral. Jesse Jackson, who's thankful for everything that Donald Trump did for him and for Operation Push, Operation Rainbow Push, all that stuff. And Barack Obama, it's time. It's hard to hope. Can't even hope. And he is adopting that phony Jeremiah Wright manner of speech, where Jeremiah Wright, his spiritual guidepost, and a racist and an anti-Semite, said, the Jews won't let Barack meet with me. Here's Barack Obama on Friday at the Jesse Jackson Memorial Service.
Each day we're told by those in high office to fear each other.
No.
And to turn on each other.
You did that.
And that some Americans count more than others.
And
that some don't even count at all. Everywhere we see greed and bigotry.
Greed and bigotry.
Being celebrated.
Racist.
And bullying.
Jews.
And mockery masquerading as strength.
Firebombing Jews.
We see science and expertise denigrated.
Science denigrated.
Ignorance and dishonesty.
How many genders?
And corruption are reaping untold rewards every single day. We see that.
Bigotry.
Yay. To hope.
They cheer that.
Holy fuck.
Bunch of racists.
Let's call him Reverend Obama. Make him a reverend.
That's completely insane. And there's
this is fucked up. I can't stand that son of a bitch.
He's from Hawaii. He grew up smoking dope in Hawaii on the beach. And, now he's Hosanna over here, the Jesse Jackson of the 21st century. What a fraud,
Hosanna.
What a charlatan. And he is the most divisive president of my lifetime, quite easily. The most racist president of my lifetime. And if you're looking for other racist presidents, look at Democrats like Lyndon B. Johnson. I'll have the beeps voting Democrat for 100 years. Let's go back to Woodrow Wilson, segregationist, and then all your Democrat governors standing in schoolhouse doors and all that. But never mind any of that. Orville Faubus and George Wallace and the man that shot and killed the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King was a Democrat Party campaign worker. They like that word worker because they're commies. So yeah, greed and bigotry and cruelty. And then they abort another 1 million babies this year because they need to harvest the organs. They love the organ harvest. It's great stuff. They don't like farmers, but they like the organ harvest. And so he came up to be the usual racist, bigoted, and I'm sorry, in the greed, didn't you take it like $65 million the day you left the White House? He had a $20 million mansion in Martha's Vineyard, a $15 million mansion in Embassy Row in Washington, D.C., got a $50 million estate in Hawaii that used to be the Magnum P.I. TV show estate that you bulldozed and built a new one in its place. Greed and selfishness and bigotry and really and the sing-song crap with his Hawaii Chum Gang accent coming into and he's trying to be Al Sharpton. I think Al was there too. And then Joe Biden stumbled up. He crawled up on stage and he was eager to fall over the whole time. But Joe Biden at the Friday Jesse Jackson Memorial.
There's bad times like that. We're in a tough spot, folks.
Bad times.
Administration.
Tough spot. You didn't vote for
share any of the values that we have.
Don't share any of the values we have.
I think I'm exaggerating a little bit.
I don't think I'm exaggerating a little bit. He's not exaggerating even a little bit. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, and they politicize everything because they politicize everything. And Jesse Jackson Jr. Then the next day on Saturday, where the actual funeral was held and not a Democrat pep rally. And as I understand it, at the Friday thing, they spread monkeypox all over the place. It's their favorite new venereal disease. Jesse Jackson Jr. at the actual funeral for his father, Jesse Jackson.
I listened for several hours of 3 United States presidents who do not know Jesse Jackson.
Who do not know Jesse Jackson. This is Jesse Jackson Jr. He did know Jesse Jackson.
He maintained a tense relationship with the political order, not because the presidents were white or black, but the demands of our message, the demands of speaking for the least of these, those who were disinherited, the damned, the dispossessed, the disrespected, demanded not Democratic or Republican solutions, but demanded a consistent, prophetic voice that at no point in time ever sold us out as a people.
Yeah, and I've got to say that Jesse Jackson Jr. sounded reasonable and sane and good, and I kind of took away from it that he was no fan of Barack Obama or of Joe Biden, for that matter. He did not sing their praises. He stuck it to them a bit because they came in and just did the usual stuff. You know, this isn't Meet the Press. It was a memorial service for the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who was there at the Lorraine Motel the day that Martin Luther King was shot and killed. Of course, he went over and sopped his hands in blood and rubbed the blood all over his shirts, which he then wore for 3 or 4 days. But that's a separate matter. The Democrats, they're not on the side of good, and they're certainly not on our side.
There's only one Chris Plant, the Chris Plant Show.
Since you want my attention, Kevin, I'll give it to you. Remember in JC's chat when you were up on a panel, and somebody, whoever, I forget everybody who was talking about it, But you responded to somebody going like this, okay? And somebody in the chat complained to JC that that's racist. You ended up removing the American flag off your lapel because JC fucking demanded that you do it. I'm not forgetting that, Kevin. You've mealy-mouthed me from day one, boy. Oh, I get to go on anybody's panel. You don't have anybody's panel to go on. Duh. That's right. I watched that episode. Who the hell was it that cried that that's fucking racist to JC? And then you still defend JC. It's pretty sickening, Kevin. And you expect me to fucking look at you as being virtuous? Fucking middle-aged man in these chats. Oh, that was you. You're lying. You guys just do it just to try to make people mad. You're only driving yourself crazy, Kevin. I'm fucking 20 years your senior. You think you're going to tell me about the facts of life? Because that's what you've tried to do over the years. At least, Billy, at least. Billy, at least. You just, you hyperbole. You speak in platitudes. Seriously. And you're a big suck ass. I'm not confusing you with anybody. Wrong. You're wrong, Kevin. I'm not confusing you with any. It wasn't Jaden Johnson that was up there. Is he still in chat? Guy admitted that he got in trouble for defrauding the Canadian welfare system when he was, I don't know, a teenager or whatever. Must have been just old enough. He's, 18, you're an adult. When you turn 18, you're fucking an adult. That's it. Sickening. So what do? Sit around and eat mushrooms all the time, Kevin? You still riding that bicycle? No, you had an American flag on your lapel, little pin. JC made you take it off. They didn't really know what it was at first, but they associate that with the Stars and Stripes.
Northern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
You've got a problem, Vcash. All your friends are over at Bud Noble's chat. DA is there with the ranch. All your buddies are over there. Yeah, first tenor, old Mongongo. Remember Mr. Vavoom way back in JC's chat? I cloned that motherfucker. I cloned him. I cloned Crazy Frog. Because they would spam her chat. She let them do it. But then fucking get on my case about spamming the chat. Yeah, fuck you, you fucking assholes. Fuck you, JC. Oh, Doug, are you going to come up and visit again? I want to talk about chat politics. Oh, little Miss Precious there in fucking Toronto. What a piece of work. Her and that Tiffany, I'd like to just fucking knock their heads together. Fucking stupid women.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a best man speech, but getting one from some random +1.
I am honored to be standing here today.
Just immature. Completely immature. Petty motherfuckers. Billy ain't got no friends. Well, Patrick, New York, maybe I don't want to be your friend. You ever think maybe I don't like you for a reason? Because that's what you want? You want to brag that Billy don't like me? Pat Clarkson, because that's who you are.
happen. For more than 75 years, AmeriQ has helped your friends and neighbors finance their homes.
The Wiggin is out there. All right. That motherfucker, he doesn't even have any screws to be loose. There's just nothing there.
Eligibility is required, insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Why, did you want to come up, V-Cash? You want to come up and talk to me like a man or what?
5 to 9 a.m. on WMA.
I kind of want to listen to this.
Yeah, 2 Muslim men arrested for throwing IEDs at people that the mayor is demonizing as white supremacists and racists and bigots, which justifies throwing bombs at them naturally. All right, let's take another phone call, Mike. Let's go to Mike, calling from Middletown, New Jersey. Michael, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris. Thanks for taking my call. Hope all is well.
You betcha. Thank you.
Hey, did you notice with Barack, when he went into church, the fake Southern accent came out once again? And I also particularly like the godlike reverb on his voice, which is always present when Barack speaks.
Absolutely true. Yeah, it is. Yeah, he loves the reverberation, and that's why I think it's funny that he's from Hawaii and the Choom gang, and then the Democrats all adopt these fake accents. You know, I'm as black as Barack Obama is, and my upbringing was probably blacker in most ways than his upbringing. But he, he's African American after all, and this fake, it's like Hillary Clinton. I ain't by no ways tired and all that stuff, but Barack with his phony voice, just nuts, and he should be mocked for it, Mike.
Absolutely.
Ridiculed. The Democrats, and they all do it. Hillary's been doing it for years and years. The Democrats all do it. And they're trying to wash off their slavery days.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMA-LFM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11:30. I'm Heather Curtis. Breaking this hour, the group of 7 major industrialized nations says they will not dip into strategic oil reserves to lower oil prices. The war in Iran and the closure of a vital passageway for oil tankers sent the price of oil spiking up to more than $100 a barrel for the first time since Russia invaded Ukraine. Gas Buddy says the national average for a price of a gallon of regulars up 51 cents in the last week now stands at $3.45. The average price in D.C. and Maryland's $3.48. It's $3.31 in Virginia.
That was you on JC's panel. I didn't know Kevin's channel back then. That was a long time ago. You know I'm telling the truth. That's why you're fucking all worried about it. That was you on JC's panel who did that. Somebody cried in the side chat that you were making racial gestures by showing the OK sign or showing the KKK sign. Sorry, not OK, but the KKK sign. Fuck off, Kevin.
Here's Steve Hirshorn in the Hadid Perfect Cleaning Traffic Center.
Head over to 270 southbound. There's a pothole repair crew blocking the left side of the roadway as they gradually move south from Route 124 down to Shady Grove Road, not causing too much of a delay, fortunately. On the outer loop of the Beltway, expect to find it slow now from just after the merge from the 270 spur into the work zone that is after River Road, blocking the left lane. 66 eastbound is still very slow from Business 234 in Manassas to Route 29 in Centerville into a work zone there. Now, from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Today, sunny with highs in the lower 70s. Right now, 70 degrees. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
If your patio, sidewalk, or driveway is cracked or uneven, if you tripped or fallen as a result, or if you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. They're environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. License in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. NHIC 140530.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
What does your welcome home look like? Is it a cozy corner or a wagging tail? The sound of kids playing in the yard or a friendly wave from the new neighbor? However you define it, let AmeriQ Credit Union help you make it happen. For more than 75 years, AmeriQ has helped your friends and neighbors finance the homes of their dreams. After all, there's no place like home. Let us help you finance yours. Apply today at ameriq.org/home. Membership eligibility is required. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Cybersecurity jobs are exploding, and a degree from WGU helps you lead the charge.
It's helping my career because my boss is leaning on me for designing the security space.
Learn more at wgu.edu.
California is not getting any more normal. I'm sorry to have to report. Story from KTLA in Los Angeles, California. It's all perfectly normal in California. Man dies after allegedly cutting off his own penis in downtown Los Angeles. Sorry, what? That's not normal behavior, is it? A man died after he allegedly cut off his own penis in downtown Los Angeles early Saturday morning. Well, where else would you do it? You know. 6th Street, was he singing that Randy Newman song about I Love L.A.? Information surrounding the incident was scarce at first. A Los Angeles Police Department spokesperson confirmed to KTLA that officers responded to the intersection of Figueroa Street and Pico Boulevard, know it well, across from the LA Convention Center at 3:40 a.m. Didn't his mom ever tell him that nothing good ever happens after 3 a.m.? On report that a man was cutting himself. A white tent was seen at the scene. It's a homeless thing, indicating a fatality had occurred. And the LAPD spokesman verified that a death investigation is underway, but did not provide further details on the incident. According to a photographer with News Stringer Service on Scene TV, the man died after he, quote, cut off his own penis and bled to death. But police officials did not elaborate on which part of the body the man suffered injuries to, because they didn't want to talk about it anymore. They were done talking about it. But it's California. Yes, sir. Graphic footage taken by the photographer, who alleged the man was mutilating himself, showed his body lying on the ground with what appeared to be a large wound in his groin area. See, this is not a good thing there. There was blood next to the clothing and the man and all that stuff. located a short distance away from where he was found. And we've got that good, but that's just a normal thing there. Now, with that said, that's nothing, because here's a story about, when they had the big fires in L.A. and the governor, Gavin Newsom, didn't do anything about it, and water didn't come out of the fire hydrants, right? And thousands of multi-million-dollar homes burned to the ground, and thousands of families were homeless overnight, and the Democrats didn't do anything about it. And the news media didn't care very much because, and it's not like they're Republican leaders in Los Angeles and in the state of California. It was no big deal. But here is another story, and this one is from Saturday. It's also KTLA Los Angeles. Family of man stabbed to death outside Downey Library seeks $40 million in damages. It's a shortcut to getting rich in California. The family of man who was stabbed to death while he was charging his electric car outside the Downey City Library has filed a claim against the city seeking $40 million in damages. Well, how can that be? That doesn't make any sense. The Downey City Library has chargers for your electric cars, you see, but listen to this. The victim, Reynaldo Jesus Lafont, 68 years old, was charging his electric car at an EV station outside of the library on September 13th of 2025, so several months ago now, when a homeless man suddenly approached him and fatally stabbed him. He was charging his electric vehicle at the library, and a homeless man walked up to him, a 68-year-old man, and stabbed him. Authorities were called to the scene as paramedics tended to Lafont, the man who had been stabbed by the homeless guy. Listen to this now. Listen to this. Authorities were called to the scene. The paramedics showed up. An ambulance showed up. The paramedics were tending to the 60-year-old man who had been stabbed by the homeless guy. And listen to this. The paramedics tended to the 68-year-old man who had just been stabbed by a homeless guy. A second homeless man, Nicholas DeMarco, 52, stepped into the unattended ambulance and drove away from the scene, stealing the ambulance. So this is good. This is their homeless solution. They've got one homeless guy comes up and stabs the 68-year-old man to death while he's charging his electric vehicle because he cares very deeply about the environment and he likes clean air. So he was stabbed to death. And when the ambulance showed up, another homeless man, Nicholas DeMarco, 52 years old, climbed into the ambulance and stole the ambulance and drove away from the scene. Prosecutors said the ambulance was not equipped with a Tremco anti-theft system, which is typically installed in many police and emergency responder vehicles, and that the lock on the gear shifter when the vehicle is left running apparently wasn't working very well because the homeless guy jumped in. Said in that moment, every second mattered. The claim read, because now they're suing the city because, hey, the ambulance came, could have saved my father. But then another homeless guy, second homeless guy, jumped in the ambulance and raced away. And that's a good. So they say that the city's paramedics and rescue vehicle were Ronaldo's only realistic chance of survival. However, the city's paramedics failed to provide necessary medical aid and failed to transport Ronaldo promptly to a nearby hospital. DeMarco, the second homeless man who stole the ambulance, led police on a high-speed chase to Alhambra. They went to Alhambra, where he eventually crashed the ambulance into a parked car and was taken into custody. The stabbing suspect, Giovanni Navarro, 23 years old, was located and arrested at Downey High School. The incident prompted a campus lockdown, as you might expect. So this is California. This is what they do. You go to the public library to charge your electric car because it's too expensive to get the charger for your home, for your electric car. So you go to the library and you're charging your electric car to show him that you care about the environment. And a homeless lunatic comes up and stabs you and kills you. And when the ambulance people are tending to you, the paramedics are tending you, another homeless person jumps into the ambulance, steals it, goes racing away, high-speed chase, crashes into somebody else's car, a parked car. And in California, this is all perfectly normal. And here's the ambulance thief, and he's being arrested, and he's shirtless, and everything is fine. And now they're suing the city for $40 million, and they will win, and no Democrats will care. Isn't that amazing? And in California, measles is making a comeback because they love disease. Democrats do. They love monkeypox best because you get that the way that they like to get diseases best. Isn't that amazing? California health alert: 100 plus kids feared exposed in Sacramento measles scare. It's not a scare if they're actually infected. The media, they use the word scare all the time. They don't know what it means. Isn't that amazing? So in California now, they've got an outbreak of the measles. I wonder if it's got anything to do with the millions of illegal aliens they've invited into the state. When a possible measles case is identified in California, a phone rings at the local health department and the clock starts ticking. This is what they say, SF Gate, big San Francisco outlet. Laboratory workers, they call them, we're not employees, they're workers because they're all communists. It's the Soviet Union. Laboratory workers need to process samples as soon as possible to confirm the case. Public health nurse must cut the patient to find and then get in contact, who they've been in contact, start doing that tracing, like with the Wuhan Red Death. But in any case, in California, they've got more than 100 kids exposed to measles, and 72-hour period where all the kids have got measles. So we got a big outbreak. We had done away with that, but then with measles, but because the vaccines and everything. But then the Democrats opened our southern border, and now, will 100 kids die of measles? Probably not, but they're infecting, the Democrats are infecting people with measles because, aren't they amazing? And speaking of Democrats, this is a wild story from Michigan over the weekend, from Michigan. And this, the great people at the Daily Signal, wonderful thing. Michigan Democrat, this is an elected Democrat woman, abandons her party to follow Jesus. And the headline is, the Daily Signal, the Heritage Foundation website, the headline is, in quotation marks, "Good riddance. Michigan Democrat Party celebrates as state representatives leaves to put God first." And they say, she left public office because she wants to pursue a life, a holy life, a godly life, and God is important to her. And the Democrats said, "Good riddance." And then they went to after school Satan Club. A Michigan Democrat state representative has announced that she won't run for re-election because her Christian faith is incompatible with remaining in her party, the Democrat Party, particularly considering its stances on social issues. "For me," she said, "it's impossible to be a faithful follower of Jesus Christ when remaining a member of the Democratic Party as it exists today." No kidding. See, I could have told you that some time ago. "I cannot reconcile that platform with Scripture," said Representative Karen Whitslet. And she told a local news outlet, she said, "I will not be seeking re-election for this office, and I will not be running for any office ever again." She added, "This is not a political calculation. It's a spiritual decision." Now, the nice lady, Whitsett, told WDIV-TV, local Channel 4, that she'll remain civically engaged and support leaders across party lines who are committed to improving lives and strengthening families based on the Bible. Well, she'll never talk to a Democrat again then. But the thing is, the Democrats, they heard that she was leaving because of God, and they said, "Good riddance." That's literally the headline from the Democrat Party. They say, the Bible, huh? So they curse her, they damn her, and they say good riddance to her. Sure. Yes, sir. They love abortion and genital mutilation of children and transgender and, same-sex marriage. And a lot of these things conflict with biblical teachings, as you might imagine. Both the Bible and Christian tradition condemn same-sex sexual activity as sinful, and they cite the passages in the Bible, Leviticus and Corinthians and Timothy and Romans and on and on. Both the New Testament and the Old Testament forbid cross-dressing, which Democrats love to do so much, and clearly say God made humans male and female. But the Democrats, we had a Democrat on Friday who said that the elected Democrat who said there are six genders. He knows exactly how many there are. So she's leaving, but the Democrats are condemning her and damning her to hell and saying good riddance to her because we don't have Christians in the Democrat Party. We don't believe the Bible. We what do? We have after-school Satan club.
I pray to God in heaven, God reign the righteous reign of Trump derangement syndrome on me. Pray for me, Lord. I'm your vessel on this earth. Pray for the people that listen to this. We want more. We want to hate the son of a bitch so much that we can't see straight.
That's James Carville. He wants his Trump derangement syndrome to get worse, not better, because he wants to hate more because the left wing is a gang of murderous lunatics and the Democratic Party is the left wing. I haven't even gotten to the New York Times yet on the IEDs in New York, and it's pretty hilarious, I've got to say. The headline from the New York Times: when two Muslim terrorists threw IEDs at peaceful protesters in New York City, the mayor came out and said it's white supremacists who were I don't even know if they're white supremacists, but they call everybody that, and perfectly peaceful. And two Muslim terrorists threw homemade bombs, improvised explosive devices. The New York Times headline is smoking jars of metal and fuses thrown at protest near mayor's house. Well, that doesn't really tell the story. Where's the Muslim terrorists throw IEDs at peaceful protesters? The subheadline is 6 people were arrested after, listen now, anti-Islamic protesters led by the right-wing activist Jake Lang clashed with counter-protesters near Gracie Mansion. They still haven't mentioned that Muslims threw IEDs, and that's not in the story because they don't cover that. And everybody started making fun of the New York Times immediately online. And cynical, cynical publicist said, I saw smoking jars of metal fuses open for the Pretenders in 1983. And then everybody went to town like smoking jars of metal and fuses was a band in the 80s. And they're mocking and ridiculing the New York Times because they're an embarrassment to journalism. You know, abortion can move fast. And right now in our communities all across America, some women are being pressured to make a speedy and irreversible decision when it comes to getting an abortion while they're in a moment of panic and fear. They're told to act quickly or risk losing support. A lot of these young women, they feel that they have no other option. But because of you, they do have options. At Preborn's network of clinics across America, a woman receives what the abortion industry will never provide: compassion without pressure, human decency, common decency, clarity about the life growing inside of her, real support to welcome her baby into the world, and giving her the hope of the gospel. She's given a free ultrasound and space to breathe. And more than 80% of the time when a mother sees the baby growing inside of her because of a preborn ultrasound, guess what? She chooses life. Now, this March, Preborn wants to save 6,800 babies, but it's going to take 124 partners saying yes every day. Today is one of those days. Here's my request to you. Pause your busy day for just a moment and become a yes. Become a yes right now. Just $28 provides one ultrasound. $140 helps 5 mothers with ultrasounds. Every dollar helps save babies, save human lives, and it shares hope unlike what Obama was talking about there. To donate, all you have to do is dial pound 250. And when prompted, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250. The keyword is baby. Or go to Al Gore's Amazing Internet and visit preborn.com/plant. That's preborn.com/PLANTE. Yes, sir. Boy, I tell you, another weekend. And once again, Monday and 3 hours is not enough. Too many crazy Democrats.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
The winter models don't miss in the DMV. Snow, sleet, and ice are here to stay. It's Vince. Do you need a new roof? Trust Valor, where they believe a roof is not just protection, it's peace of mind. That's why right now, Valor is offering 50% off materials, plus no interest until 2027, making it easier than ever to protect what matters most. And great news, Valor is now expanding with a brand new Northern Virginia office, delivering even faster, trusted service. But what truly defines Valor is Operation Raise the Roof, giving back to those who serve. Recently, Valor provided a brand new roof for Air Force veteran Sergeant Mason Mankey, ending years of stress and worry for his family and friends. If you need a new roof, honor, respect, and trust your home to Valor. Tell them Vince sent you. Call 833-83-VALOR or visit valorhome.com.
Trust your home to Valor.
Supporting our veterans.
833-83-VALOR.
At Verbo, we understand that even the best of plans sometimes need a little support. So we plan for the plot twists. Every booking is automatically backed by our Verbo Care Guarantee, giving you confidence from the very start. Whenever you need help, it's ready. Before your stay, through the moments in between, and after your trip. Because a great trip starts with peace of mind. And maybe a good playlist. But we've got the peace of mind part covered.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member,
Would never
not
say
a problem.
these things
Apply for your
directly
loan
to
on
my
our
face.
website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. True Vitality Medical Center
You should get your
restores men's
thumb
sex
out of
lives
your
in just
behind.
one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
I'll come back up for you.
At Amica Insurance, we know you'll always find ways to look out for the people you love. And with Amica Life Insurance, we'll help build a plan to make sure you always can. We're here to help protect the life you've built. Amica. Empathy is our best policy. Visit amica.com and get a quote today.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck C71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned street or online at widgetautosales.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X.
There you go, Wiggin. You got the whole chat to yourself. There ain't nobody here except me. You'll probably listen. Wiggin is so fucking mad. It's hilarious.